Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, depending on when you're listening to this, and welcome to the Weebly Comic Podcast, a podcast where every week we will be talking about anime, manga, comic book movies, and the latest entertainment news. I'm Diego, also known as Wrath, and as always, I'm joined by my co-hosts, Brennan and Star Psycho, aka Adrian.
Hey, you better start calling me Poppy Funk like my Instagram be telling you to.
Isn't it Funko Pop like 90? It doesn't
No,
matter.
it's FunBro17, but the name is Poppy Funk. What up?
No. And this week we have a massive amount of news, mostly considering Marvel shows, trailers, as well as a handful of AOT and Star Wars news. But as always, the time codes will be in the description if you want to skip around to those, as well as links to the podcast socials, my YouTube, Adrian's Twitch, and without further ado, both of y'all answer this question real quick. Is Demon Slayer actually worth talking about?
I mean, unless we want to get into chatty Nezuko.
Chad Nezuko. That is a cursed image.
Listen. The only thing that I'm gonna say that is like, okay, let's be honest. The episode is the same. However, the ending of this episode is they just killed the train. We're getting into the good part, like the good part, Akaza's part. But we've got about maybe 2.5 episodes until we hit the new arc, because what I'm assuming they're gonna do is the next two are focused on Rengoku's and Akaza's fight, and then halfway through the next episode is when they'll start the next district.
I see.
Because, it'll be like the ending and everyone finding out that Rengoku's dead, and then it'll lead into, what happens to go into the next arc. So, I mean, if you want to hear any Demon Slayer related news, that is the news. I'm guessing it's about 2 to 2.5. I don't see how they could do 3. I'm being honest.
They couldn't. Unless they,
we're on
for some reason,
5,
add
right?
I think. Hold on.
This had to have been, because last week was episode 4.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, and they said the first 7 were gonna be Mugen
Train. Movie.
So
yeah. So
there was no new scenes, no nothing.
Mm-mm.
No, not that I remember or could tell.
Alright, well, as we say every week that we talk about Demon Slayer, if you've seen the movie, you've seen this week's show.
Big facts, no cap.
Enough with things that we've already seen before. Let's talk about AOT's new visual. It's not like that big, at least for me, but I haven't read the manga or anything.
I mean,
looking at this visual, bro, it's just a bunch of shit that we've seen before, and I don't know what the hell any of this means.
So it doesn't really give much meaning unless you deep dive into it. I can't really go into it because I think it's spoilers a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But it's a little cool. You have Eren, and then you also have every special event that has happened in Attack on Titan anime-wise, which is a little cool design that they have. But other than that, I'm not going to try to deep dissect into this because it gets into manga spoilers I can't get into. So
let's be honest. We were all disappointed. We were hoping for a new trailer or something from that event, and we got a picture.
I mean, we'll probably get something else later down the line, but that event... For 25 minutes and they just talk and then a key visual, I guess.
I mean, nah, they should have dropped a trailer or something. That's just me.
I'm not sure if it was even 25 minutes. I don't know. I wasn't watching the live stream. I was hoping we would get an answer because we did hear rumors of they were going to do another quarter of season 4 and then have the rest of it as a movie that will come out in 2023. But personally, how I feel about that is I don't feel like they should do that, even though I guess money moves talk. But it would just feel, it just feels silly. Like you're gonna tease. Like at that point, I would just say read the manga. Just read the manga because you're just gonna wait another 2 years, a year just to wait for it to finally be animated. Which I would be happy for it to be animated, but waiting that long to actually see the end of Attack on Titan when I've been watching it since it came out as the anime, no. It just doesn't seem worth it.
Speaking of, I mean, do you have anything else to say about this before I actually transition?
Really much else to say. The damn, it's a picture.
Yeah, pretty much. So, kind of diving into back what we talked about last week, was there a confirmed date for Jump Fiesta when we talked about it last week?
It is confirmed to be on the
18th of December.
18th. Yes.
I just wanted
And
to cover that really quick because I don't know if we talked about dates last week or if there
I
was a
think we
date.
did. It was
I
like
don't
the
know.
18th or 19th, or one of those 2 days,
Anyways,
or
if you
both.
want to see our thoughts on Jump Fiesta, Chainsaw Man, Bleach coming back, all that jazz, check out last week's episode. But we're gonna keep it moving. I'm sorry to cut you off, Adrian. But
You're good. We don't have much, anyways.
Just kiss him later, though.
yeah, I'll give you a sweet little kiss later.
Give you smooch smooch.
So now we're kind of gonna jump into like the manga portion, but before we completely do that, what do you think about the fact that Jujutsu Kaisen Volume 0 is gonna get a light novel?
I forgot this was even happening.
I'm literally
It's gonna
looking at
be
the group chat right now, that's why.
Oh, it's fine. It's cool. Like, I don't really think it needed a light novel, but I guess it was gonna tell us what else happened. I'm hoping for new information to come out from this light novel, not just to like tell us like what happened. Maybe they'll go into details of Toto's fight, Hakari's suspension
I
from
mean,
Jujutsu
I don't
Kaisen
know
or
how
Jujutsu
long
High.
light novels normally are, but it's 256 pages, so like I'm expecting
I mean,
something.
it's it's something to like expand on the story. That's pretty much the point of a light novel.
Yeah.
Because if it just rehash everything that just happens, it's kind of pointless. Which it's going to, obviously, because it's gonna be based off Volume 0. If you haven't read it, then do yourself a favor and read that shit, because this shit gas. Where
Shit
am I
is
going with this
gas.
shit?
Shit
It is.
gas.
Other than that, I won't see this as a necessary read, but I guess I guess I'll read it just because it has Yuta and the first year or the second years as first years. So it'd be like a little interesting read to see if there's anything new or anything that Gege Akatame just came up with and say like I could add this and it won't like contradict anything in the story, just something to add. So
Interesting.
Yeah, what Adrian said.
Yeah, like I honestly don't have much to add because like I'm not really a light novel kind of guy. I don't
Oh, I'm not either, but this probably will be my first one to read.
like I
Even for Bleach,
accidentally
I haven't
bought
read it.
a My Hero light novel when I thought that it was a manga volume, and I instantly went back to the store and returned that bitch. So,
Oh my
like,
god, oh my 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 god.
what?
I have something to say, but I want to let you finish. Sorry.
Nah, that's literally it.
Oh, well, speaking of movies, December 3rd, I'm going to see Sword Art Online Progressive.
Yo,
Now, whether you come with me or not is up to you. But in America,
is this like
December 3rd,
is this breaking news?
this is like, I found this out last night,
Oh,
news.
Oh
And
yeah,
I forgot to tell you. But
that's hype though.
to me, this is breaking news because I'm trying to watch it.
It's
And
breaking news to me. That's all that matters.
exactly. And to think that this came out on October 30th. Now, given this is Funimation, so of course they have the fastest like turnover of being able to get it into the US,
Yeah.
like movie wise. I'm hoping this will be similar with the JJK movie. Like hopefully December 24th it comes out, and then by like February, March, we will be able to go see it. But December 3rd, Diego, I'm hoping I'm either off. I might ask to have that night off so I can go see this movie.
I will come with you for sure.
Okay, well, let me talk to my manager because
yeah, that's a Friday. That's my day off. Yeah.
I'm here for all SAO content.
And with that being said, you already know that we're gonna talk about it. That week, that following week, whatever. Anyways, so
Adrian, you coming?
I'll come. Yeah, I'll
Yes,
see how it
excuse
is.
us making plans on the podcast. Anyways,
Hey, these are important plans.
the last like anime related thing that we have this week is a manga that dropped this week that was highly anticipated and might be like one of the next big things. Brennan, do you want to talk about it?
Yes, I believe I don't know if I'm pronouncing this correctly, but Ayashimon, Ayashimon. I might be butchering that. I apologize. However, it's a very interesting. I'm not going to spoil any specifics that happen, but basically the rundown of it is there's this kid that ever since he was young has wanted to be an anime protagonist. Like he's wanted to be like No, it's anime.
It's manga.
I'm pretty sure.
It's
Is it manga? Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh well,
It's
he wants
supposed to be
be a
like a
manga.
meta kind of.
Okay, well, he wants to be a protagonist, and so he starts training. He kind of Saitama this bitch, and he got mad strong. And then he meets this girl. She's being chased essentially by a mob, what looks like a mob. And they do claim it's like a gang kind of like the Yakuza, but she's part of the Yakuza or something like that. I don't remember. Like that part kind of confused me. But basically, she's part of the Yakuza, and this is the part that confused me. I don't know if the other people were part of Yakuza as well, or if it's a different gang. But basically, gangs in this universe are monsters. This kid is like, he wants to be a protagonist, so he's mad strong and he's looking for work, but he can't get work because he doesn't know how to do anything other than be strong.
Yeah.
And he kind of like protects her from said gang, and she indicts him into the Yakuza. Yeah, and then it's kind of like that's about it. There's other stuff in between there that gets more thoroughly explained, but I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I was reading it and I was like, "Yo, low key, this is cool." Like it's like One Punch Man, but taken like genuinely serious.
Yeah.
Like we all know One Punch Man is like, it's more of like a jokey, like I guess you would say like JoJo's kind of like you're not really supposed to take it super serious, and like, he's One Punch Man. At the end of the day, no matter who gets in front of him, if he really wants to, he, whacks him in one punch. This one, he's strong, but like he can actually get hurt. It's not like Saitama where he gets punched and he just looks at the dude and laughs and is like, oh, he genuinely takes damage. And what's going to be interesting is this is a human going against like what they call, like they even say in the manga, you would call us monsters. So there's not really a specific on what they are. Maybe later on in the manga we'll be told, like, explained what they are or where they came from. But in my opinion, I think it's definitely interesting, worth reading, especially since a lot of mangas just got taken down. I don't know who's listening to this, and I don't know if they read or not. But Hunter's Guild, Red Hood just got taken down. Neru, the martial artist, just got ended. So, I mean, if you were reading those, this is something that is worth picking up, in my opinion. And hopefully it continues to be this good and interesting.
That situation, because like,
oh, I am
there's
too, bro.
that's like 4 mangas that I was reading that got canceled now this year.
Bro,
it's bullshit.
Hunter's Guild had like a good like it was interesting, and like seeing how they ended it, like kind of giving you, I guess, where it would have led to. Dude, that would have been an insane like story. Have you gotten to the ending yet?
No.
Oh, dude, it like you'll see what I'm talking about. But it would have been a very like interesting plot line that would have went on. But what do you think? Do you after reading the first chapter, do you think people should give it a go?
Yeah, like if you are into One Punch Man or like just kind of shonen in general, I definitely think it's worth giving a read. I'm not like, this is more of like a PTSD kind of thing, but I'm not really trying to get heavily invested into it until there's like 25, 30 chapters.
So we know it's not getting canceled.
Yeah, so we're pretty sure that it's not getting canceled, because like, yeah.
Pain. This week was straight pain.
Dude, this week was straight pain. Like,
too many things ending too early.
You can hear the pain in their voices.
Bruh. Nero was cool too, and that one I did not see coming. I knew Hunters because I heard the rumor, but Nero, like, literally, it was in this cool spot, and you were getting introduced to this new character, and then all of a sudden you start reading the next chapter, and it's like, oh, 5 years later, and you're like, huh?
So I started reading. Yeah, I hate how they do like X amount of years later just to stop it. Like,
yeah,
that's kind of like the only way they can do it, unless
to at least give you like some kind of a conclusion to the story.
Yeah, but like it's always like they gave up on their dream, and you're just like, this is sad.
Yes, it's like as sad as how.
Because that's what happened with Bone Collection. Because like he just gave up on his dream because he was like trying to become like the king exorcist, and he just gave up on his dream and became a fucking bus driver. I'm just like, that is fucking depressing.
Yeah, he down bad.
I mean, he still got the baddest bitch in the manga though, so like it's a win-win. But
yeah, but he a bus driver.
Yeah, but exactly, but he a bus driver.
He said, Never mind. This shit hard. I'm gonna drop the bus.
All right. Well, do you guys have anything like anime or manga related that you guys want to talk about before we move on?
No, I busted out my SAO, so I like that news alone made me so happy. You can ask Adrian. We were in the middle of a Halo game, and I was like, "What?" I was like, "Hold on." I
This
stopped
man
the Halo.
stopped playing.
I stopped
He
literally.
said, pause.
I stopped. I literally. He was like, "Brennan, the game started." I was like, "Yeah. This is more important."
You said I got other matters to attend to.
I had other more important priorities to attend to.
Well,
But speaking of Halo,
I was just about to say, I was like, well, since y'all are talking about Halo,
Halo.
so first up, bro, I just want to say, what the fuck, bro? Because, like, I was trying to play some Halo Infinite yesterday. I don't know if y'all saw my text, but, like, when Halo Infinite dropped, it crashed the Steam servers for, like, an hour.
I heard it.
I was so angry.
it worked for me later when I had gotten home.
Yeah, because it was only down from, like, it was, like, from 2:30 to, like, 3:20 something. But, yeah, it was, I was just so angry. I was like, my only options were Rocket League and fucking Battlefield, and I'm like, I don't want to play either of these games by myself, because, like, none of the games...
Also, Halo's out. Why would I...
None of the games on Steam would load, so I couldn't even play, like, an individual game by myself. Like, I was mad.
Steam was just fucked.
That's what I'm saying.
Did you get to play at all, though?
I loaded it up and kind of messed around with some customization stuff, but I didn't actually play it because my friend messaged me and was like, "Hey, you want to get on Battlefield?" And I'm like, "Well, so much for this."
Dude,
dude, I can't even play the
such a breath of
Battlefield.
It almost feels like Halo Reach, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I know it's called like Reach Heroes, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
But like, it just like playing that made me think of the Halo Reach times, like having fun.
I'm trying to hit what is it like?
It made me feel
99
trash
in the
again,
Battle Pass or whatever. Because like Halo Reach, dude, look. There's only 2 single player games that I've played. Probably way too fucking much. One of them is Halo 2. I cleared that game maybe 50 times. Like, beat the game. And 30 of those was on the Heretic game mode. Like, I played that game way too much. And then Reach, probably played it just as much.
Yeah,
like,
Reach was
so good.
Reach.
So you saying that it's like Halo Reach, I'm ready to never play another video game.
Yeah, I don't know, Adrian. Did you get the same nostalgia feel? Like it's just there was dude. There's no assassinations. I was kind of sad about that.
I was,
but they're probably gonna implement that later because it is just a beta. So
I mean, it's back to it just feels like OG Halo since there's none of that added on like stuff to it. It's just like a breath of fresh air. I don't know. Playing it made me feel nostalgic of like the good old days. Maybe it was also because I was playing with like Adrian and Brandon, and like that's just how we used to run it. So that might have also played a part into it. But it was just like
it's the gang. We're gonna be playing with the gang.
Like we're gonna be lit.
Yes, sir.
And if you want to see gameplay of that, check out Adrian's Twitch, my Twitch, and my second channel. Links will be in the description. But go ahead and say what you're saying.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, to answer Brennan's question, I did feel that. It's just I was more busy on like Twitch shit too, like trying to just make sure shit was going well.
Oh yeah, you had your first stream yesterday, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
How'd that go?
It was good. It was a good stream. I kind of wish the overlays, the stuff that's in the background when I play, actually stays. For some reason, this doesn't.
I don't know why it does that.
It doesn't stay like on.
I couldn't
phones.
Be bothered
It's
to
literally
mess
just
with
me
it.
on Twitch.
I couldn't bother to mess with it, but yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, I'll probably mess with it sometime when I'm like bigger on Twitch, but for now it's fine as gameplay. I kind of wish that it was on the phone, but I was just trash the entire time. I mean, I wasn't trash the entire time. I just had to get used to this game because I was trying to play like
having to get
Halo.
Used to an FPS.
No. Okay, so I was expecting to go into it like a Halo 5 feel, and that was my mistake. That was just a very bad mistake or bad thing to go into because Halo 5 I was pretty good with, and playing, and especially in SWATs. Me, Brennan, and Brandon, we're all like really good in SWATs. Like I would say we were top tier. Like no one could best us. But in this game, it just felt I was feeling like Halo 5 when I should have been playing like that genuine Halo game that we all grew up with, not the 343 versions of it.
Yeah.
But that's just something I had to get used to. I think I also had to play like other shits too.
I do have a question, Diego. I don't know. We were kind of debating this. Is the online multiplayer for Halo going to be free all the time?
Yeah,
and then
they confirmed that
Okay,
you don't
and then
have
you-
to pay a fucking dime for it.
nice, and then you
The
just have
$60
to
is
buy
for the campaign. Yeah.
which that is $60 well worth it, I'm sure.
Oh,
And
look,
that's
bro,
not that. Just so
I've
y'all
been
know, that's
waiting
not
for them to
sarcasm.
go
That is
open
not
world.
sarcasm.
Yeah, like I've been waiting for them to go open world since Reach, because Reach was just, it was so, like, it was open world but wasn't, you know what I mean? Like, it had the open world kind of feel, and I
It was
just
more Halo ODST, Halo 3 ODST had
I
that
never
feel.
played ODST, so I don't know.
I did, and that's like one of my first Halo games for some reason.
That game, low key, I remember being young and being like, "This is kind of scary. Like, I don't like this."
No,
You want to talk
it
about
was
scary, bro? Be an 8-year-old playing fucking Halo 2, bro. All the flood levels, that shit gave me nightmares. I still played the fuck out of that shit, though.
Nah, bro.
All
it was
those
just
flood
playing
levels
Halo
were
in the dark.
terrifying. Especially the
literally-
ones when
Yeah.
you're by yourself in the dark as Master Chief. That shit crazy, bro.
I never played that, but it's just in
Bro,
ODST.
get the
you literally
Master
just
Chief
had a
collection, bro. It's got 1 through 3.
Oh
I
shit,
think.
I can actually. Isn't it free too?
Oh
shit,
I don't. If you have the Game Pass,
Oh.
I think it's free.
Yeah, I have the Game Pass. I can get
Oh
that
yeah,
shit for
then
free.
it's free for
But
you.
like the ODST, you literally just walked around the city at night, like half the missions. That's what half of you're
That's
doing. You're
sick.
just walking around the nighttime with Covenant area,
Out of
Covenant raiding
nowhere.
the area too, and you just brutes were scary as hell.
Brutes were
I forgot-
always scary as hell.
Bro, but like they were like fucking dog. I was like a kid. I was like, oh, what are you? I got Bigfoot on my ass. Fuck you. God damn. Like that shit was scary. And there's just times I couldn't play the game because I just one didn't know what I was doing, two too afraid because I was pussy. So I will give it that. Maybe I'll like go back if I can get the game again. I'll play it again, but that's if this is backwards compatible.
So now, speaking of Halo, they did announce the show.
Yeah, we got a
Now,
little
I don't
teaser.
know how. Yeah, I don't know how y'all feel about it, but I'm torn because a lot of the Halo shows / like movie type things they've done have been really just like parts of it have been cool, but a majority of the time I'm just like it's
See,
like it could be better, and this one looks promising. And is it Paramount or HBO?
It's Paramount Plus, which
Paramount.
I want to make a
So-
comment about that. Like,
Which I feel like that should be higher quality, better budget, but I don't know.
that's what I'm saying. Like, the fact that it's on Paramount Plus, one, like, nobody fucking owns that shit. Like,
No, but that's
nobody
the point
I
of
know
it.
owns that shit. Let me correct myself. And like,
I
it being on
have
Paramount
it,
Plus,
but
it's just
I
like
don't own it.
it's kind of scary because I'm like, either this show is going to be garbage, or like who the hell knows where it's gonna go? Cause like,
Yeah, or it'll be low key heat.
yeah, but like, who puts their show on Paramount Plus when HBO exists? Like,
It could be like maybe just like the brands of Paramount and Microsoft work better together.
maybe, I don't
It
know.
could be. I'm just glad
but
that we actually are
my
getting a show
main
though.
concern is with the other Halo stuff. I didn't really care because like it wasn't Master Chief, it was just random Spartans. But like they're really doing Master Chief, and that worries the hell out of me because like, now I'm not like this with a lot of stuff. Like, I do not care about how characters are portrayed as long as they are somewhat accurate or they're just well done. But like, I don't think anybody could really do Master Chief unless he has like a super gravelly voice. Like, I don't know.
You heard it here first. We need the dude who acted as Frank Castle.
Either that, or we just need the dude who's playing Master Chief to do his shit, and then the voice actor who does Master Chief in the games just do all the lines in the
You
show.
heard it. Hey, hit up Corpse Husband. We need Corpse Husband.
Go Corpse Husband, yes sir.
Shout out Corpse Husband.
Shout out, bro.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've seen
No,
fan made shows like it's just like YouTube bits, and they're not bad as Master Chief, because I think IGN had one of theirs like shit. It was like years ago, and it had like Master Chief in it. It wasn't too bad. I don't remember the story at all. It just seemed like cadets and Master Chief
Now,
had to escort them.
oh wait. I think it's the whole. They look like the ODST people, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's actually a movie. Like they released it like as a DVD as well. And like
Oh
you
shit.
don't get to
Okay.
see much of Master Chief, right? It mostly follows the cadets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's called like Halo ODST or something like that. And I was about to say that's the only one that I've watched and been like, yo, low key, like this is kind of fire. Like because like Master Chief looked dope. Like he was like, you look at that and you're like, yeah, that's Master Chief. You don't get to see much of them though. Like it seemed like it was like a pilot type thing, and then if it did well enough, they would maybe make like try to get a movie studio to pick it up or something like that. But like Master Chief was like visibly very much so bigger than all of the other cadets. His suit looked sick. Like genuinely, all the Covenant looked menacing and they looked good. Like the CGI was genuinely good.
That's another thing,
So
because like I don't know how big the budget is, and like I'm telling you right now, if these elites and grunts and whatever the hell are in there don't look perfect, or not perfect, I guess, but like don't look amazing, then I'm gonna be very opposed to it, because like I just don't see the need for the show. You know what I mean?
I
I
got
don't
faith.
know.
I got faith.
I don't.
I think
I don't.
it has a chance of being decent.
It's also, it's a video game show, so like none of those do good. There's just a lot of
I
factors
really,
working against
there's
it.
a handful of video games that I really care to be put into a movie, and I will say Halo is one of those. So that's the only reason that like I want to have faith is it's just something that I like Gears of War. Like if they announced a Gears of War movie or show, like I'd have faith just because I'm like, dude, this would be like an incredible movie because those games are phenomenal, bro. I almost cried when Dom died. Spoiler if you haven't played the games.
Yeah,
If you
like
haven't, you're
fucking
living under
10
a
years
rock and you
later.
suck. Go play them.
10 years
Bro,
later.
bro, we had so many memories about that.
Literally, me and Adrian, bro, Adrian, and Brandon were playing the campaign of Gears 3, and when Dom died, we played Battle Scars by Lupe Fiasco, and forgot the other dude's name, but the part where he's like, "And you set me on fire." There was a freaking enemy running around on fire, like perfectly with the music, bro, and like that's just like that is ingrained in my memory. That will forever be one of my greatest memories.
That is so
Um,
fun. That was the
but
funniest shit ever.
like an Assassin's Creed, the movie that came out for it, it wasn't bad, but I want to see them do it to the game. So I want to see Desmond, I want to see Altair, and I want to see Ezio.
Yeah.
I don't do it. I don't care. Just do it. Like, and I would have hope that it was good, and I will spend money to see that movie, whether it is getting good or bad ratings, because I would want to see it for myself with hopes of it being good.
Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, I do want to see it do well, but like the reason why I don't know about this is because like Halo is my favorite video game franchise. If you couldn't tell by what I was saying earlier about two of my most played games, period. I love the hell out of Halo. To see something come out for it that's bad, it would just make me upset. I just don't want that.
I'm hurt.
But I genuinely do hope the best for the show. I don't know who's directing it, who's in it, whatever. Like I literally just watched the teaser and I was like, "Oh god." And then that was literally the only thing that I gave thought about, cuz then I saw that Halo Infinite dropped. So but do we have anything else to talk about with Halo?
I don't think so.
No.
I mean, I feel like we covered it all. Halo, Shadow Halo.
Shout out Halo.
Fire.
Yes, sir.
So, since we're in the space-esque theme, let's talk about Star Wars. And the only really big thing that I think came out for Star Wars this past week was the Obi-Wan trailer.
I wouldn't call it as much of a trailer, more of just like a
Teaser.
like kind of like to start getting you hyped about it,
Yeah.
and then they'll drop like an actual trailer. Because I noticed it's not like a trailer. Like it's a lot of the people talking, like the producers and stuff, talking about it. Ewan McGregor talking about coming back and stuff like that. It showed a couple visuals of like I think they called it concept art of the show.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, it's not like it showed any actual footage or anything. So I kind of assume it's more of like a let's start getting them hyped up. Like we'll do a trailer soon. But I mean, it worked.
Listen, I'm one of the biggest Star Wars fan, at least I want to say, and I'm hyped. I've been waiting to see something like this ever since the concept of an Obi-Wan show existed. I was like,
I will
I
say,
first thought this was like fan made, but they're making
Ewan
it real.
McGregor, he's one of my favorite actors. So like, and I loved him as Obi-Wan. Like, just hello there is just it's just the best.
Perfect.
It's the best soundbite you could ever get, to be honest.
Listen, let's be honest. The prequel movies, you know, everyone thinks they were about Anakin. Nah, they were about Obi-Wan.
No, like it's funny that you say that because like I think it's funny that like the one thing that everybody can agree on is that Ewan McGregor as Obi-Wan is perfect.
Mm-hmm. I feel like that. I genuinely do feel like too. Like the first three movies are just as much about Obi-Wan like growing as a master and losing people that he cares about, just as much as it is about Anakin becoming Darth Vader. Because like Obi-Wan still plays such a huge part in the movies, even into the sequels. Him being Oben Kenobi, and like he's important in the sequels. He's obviously a key role in the prequels. So I mean, it's just I personally feel like he's just as important as the Sky. He might as well be a goddamn Skywalker at this point.
He has just as much importance as one bear.
Look, if he was a Skywalker, he's easily the best Skywalker. So
yes, sir. Slicing up Anakin, bro.
I have my own opinions about it. Yeah, that's all I have to say about that.
Rey's not a Skywalker. Hashtag cry about it.
Cry about it.
She's a Palpatine. Don't care what you say.
I mean,
that will forever be
Anakin's lightsaber. Canon, so
that will forever be Anakin's lightsaber. I'm sick of all these freaking lightsaber shops calling it Rey's lightsaber. Fight. I'll. You know those TikToks where it's like, "What's a hill that you'll die on?" This is a hill that I will die on. Anakin made that lightsaber. It is Anakin's. Shit, man, she ain't even make a lightsaber. How'd she win? Sick of it.
Get that bum out of here, bro.
All right.
Now, Daisy Ridley, if you're listening, hey, hit your boy up.
I love you, baby.
Man, so let me pull an Adrian with beef patty.
Listen, bro, I like both the actor and her role in the movie. In this case, nah. Oh, I was talking about not Batwoman, Catwoman.
Zoe Kravitz.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Yes,
all right. Look, we're not doing this. We've done this maybe every week since episode 3.
We could do this all day, baby.
Because last week it was me. The week before it was Javen, and the one before it was you.
Memories.
Since we're in the Disney property field, to kick it off with the Marvel stuff, it's kind of minor news, but Henry Cavill said that if he wanted to play any Marvel character, he would go with Captain Britain. Brennan, I know your immediate response is fuck Henry Cavill, but
for no good reason. Huh? I just like to piss people off. It's for no good reason. I just know you wanted to see it, so I was saying that.
Exactly.
So
I think he's great. I mean, like, I loved him.
I think he's trash.
His full Britishness for the Mission Impossible movie.
Man, he played Superman,
and
I hate him.
I hate him.
Look, we're not.
I hate
Adrian,
Superman.
do you have any thoughts? Because I'm sick of hearing this man.
I have no real opinions on it because I only known him for the Superman role he played in DC. So,
have you watched the Witcher show?
Oh shit! Yeah, fuck, I'm tripping. Yeah, he was in that. Yeah, he's good at acting.
He did a terrible job in that too.
Oh my god!
Oh, this man a hater.
Leave a like if I'm triggering you.
Leave a like.
Man, a certified hater.
Yeah, leave a like because he's triggering me too, so it's fine. Since I'm sick of hearing this man just shit on everything that I love. The Hawkeye show. It comes out next week, you said?
Ooh, yes sir. The 24th.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. See, now this is what I'm here to talk about. We love Hawkeye in this space, and if you say otherwise, fuck you.
If you say
Now
otherwise,
we're
you're
gonna have
either
the Superman
ignorant or
fan.
haven't read the comics.
Exactly.
You're gonna be the Superman fans gonna be like, Superman solos though. He be so
Superman
he be
And you know what
Hawkeye.
I'd say to that? Superman's DC, so he's automatically inferior.
Damn.
When it comes to movies, inferior. Don't care. Every Superman movie has been trash.
I'm dead.
But I will say Hulk movies are all trash too, so it's okay. Y'all don't have the only shitty, overpowered superhero.
Look,
Man, I wish
Hulk,
they did more with Hulk, man.
Nah.
Hulk got cucked.
Look, bro.
Hulk is great in the Avengers movies and with Mark Ruffalo doing it. But the movies prior, like beforehand,
I'm sorry, dude, but like
I'm throwing
movies
tomatoes
with
at that
characters that are extremely busted, like Superman or like the Hulk, and I say this
Captain Marvel.
loving the shit out of Man of Steel, they're just not entertaining.
There's no stakes. It doesn't feel like something genuinely bad is gonna happen.
If Batman v Superman was done well, then it would be a great movie, but it wasn't.
Batman.
No. It's pretty cool.
That was okay. I'm gonna be honest. That movie was not bad because of Superman.
No, that's what I'm saying though. Is if it was
No, it
done
was bad
well,
overall.
it wasn't Superman's fault or Henry Cavill's fault. It was
No.
the people who wrote the script.
Yeah. To be honest, Henry Cavill has been the best Superman, like
Oh,
easily.
easily.
Yes,
I mean,
sir.
And he's
people
had the
will-
best, and they've done the movies with him the best. Like those have been the best Superman movies to come out.
Yeah.
They're just still not entertaining.
Have you guys
He's
seen
beautiful.
the trailer?
Yes, I saw it a while ago though.
Well, I just watched a teaser, dude. I love.
Is there another
his-
teaser?
There was a teaser that was like it was literally named "It's All About Branding," and it's like Clint and Kate Bishop are walking through Times Square, and there's this kid who's like, "Hey, it's a superhero," and like Hawkeye's like, "Oh, hi," and the kid just blazes past them to say hi to some people dressed up as like the Avengers, because like there's one dude dressed up as Iron Man, one dude as Ant-Man. And then somebody looked like Hawkeye, but like obviously nobody knows what the fuck Hawkeye looks like in this universe. And then Kate Bishop is just like your problem is branding, and then that was it. And I'm like, I love their chemistry.
How do you think his family reacted to, or do you think they know that he was Ronin?
I
don't think so
know.
yet.
I don't think they will know.
I feel like they will know in the show, but as of right now, I don't feel like they have a reason to already know. It's not like he's gonna go up to him and say, "Hey, I went down a dark path because of y'all."
Yeah, and just
like,
murderized hundreds of people.
whole gangs and shit. Yeah, it was pretty. It was down bad.
I'm gonna be
terrible.
staring at his arm, bro. I'm gonna see if they remember to put the tattoos on him.
They probably did.
They will.
See,
For sure.
Dude,
yeah, I hope so.
and I saw some promo posters on Marvel's IG earlier today. They're doing the purple suit.
Like
for
the
both of them.
like the retro. Like
I don't
OG,
know.
Like
But
oh,
all I remember is seeing Kate Bishop in her outfit, which is like, you know, just a purple jumpsuit and shit. And then like on the second panel, Hawkeye in a purple jumpsuit. So I don't know if they're doing the mask and everything, or they're just making him like in a purple suit. And plus it was also kind of like a over the shoulder from behind shot, so like you don't really get to see any details on the front or anything. It's really just like his left shoulder, the quiver. But like,
yeah,
I am super excited, and I had no idea that it was dropping next week, but I mean it makes sense because it said the holidays and Thanksgiving's next week. But dude, I can't.
I don't
wait
think
for
they're gonna
this
do
show.
the mask though. I feel
They probably will as like a gimmick, because they're gonna
Maybe
make,
for, like,
they're gonna
an
get the
episode or
suits made, and then Kate's gonna be like, and here's a mask for you. He's gonna either put it on and be like, nah, this ain't it, or he's gonna like look at it and he's gonna be like,
okay,
what
yeah,
the
that
fuck
I
is
can
this?
see.
yeah.
Like they're gonna use it as a joke.
Dude, I
For
can't.
sure.
I can't wait
Classic
because this is
Marvel
gonna
joke.
make so many people love Hawkeye. Like I already like I can feel it. Like
Apparently, it's only 4 episodes, which is kind of disappointing.
Only 4.
I think it was either 4 or like 5.
Wait, hold on. Is it like coming out as 4 episodes and they're just gonna come out weekly after that?
No,
'Cause-
like there's only 4 episodes.
Hmm?
That's at least
I
what
don't know.
I think. I think
mean-
that's what I read. It's either 4 or 5.
Adrian, don't forget, Winter Soldier was only like 6.
Yeah.
Was it really only?
Yes.
What the? I was watching that weekly. Why did I not catch that? What?
But but
But that was like
these
8 or
aren't like
9.
these aren't like anime episodes where they're 20. They're like 40-minute episodes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know that. It's just, hold
Now,
on,
if
just-
it's
So, like, a lot
4-hour-long episodes, that's hype.
For sure.
yeah,
No, WandaVision was like I think 9 or 10 episodes.
Yeah, but the first 2 were kind of like filler, and a
Yeah.
lot of people didn't like that and fell off. So I think they learned the wrong lesson, honestly. I think the lesson that they learned from WandaVision is nobody cares about the setup, just gun the shit, which
Yeah.
I think is a bad play, but that's just me. Like, I loved the first 2 episodes. I know that a lot
Yeah,
of people
same.
didn't, but
I don't know. Yeah, never mind. I was
Sets
gonna
the
ask like
pace.
how.
Sets the pace. Like
that's
it
what I
like
mean. Like, it sets the pace. It gives you kind of like where the story is, the ground.
yeah.
Then
like,
there's only up from there, but
There's
apparently
so
for
much I
some
want to
people,
know that happens between Endgame and wherever they're at now because I don't know when it's really supposed to take place.
yeah. I
So
don't know.
like I said, like I would love to see an episode where they like, somehow Kate finds out that he was Ronin and she like, gets mad at him because it's like, how could you do that? Like, how could you kill so many people given they're not innocent people? But how could you kill so many people? Like, what's your reasoning? And then
Yeah.
for her to find out that it was because that they got taken away, and he was like, "How is it fair that these innocent people got taken away while these horrible people still live?" Like, and then she would have felt like, "Oh, so you did it in our name,"
Yeah.
which is like that's gonna piss her off even more. And that kind of like redemption episode where he has to gain back her trust and love, as like a father.
Well, you do
I'd
realize
love
that
to
she's
see
not his daughter, right?
whatever, same shit.
I'm
They have
just
a
making
father and
sure.
daughter
Like-
relationship.
like that trust, that trust of like, because like at first that's gonna make her think like, I can't trust you. You killed a bunch of people in your family's name.
Yeah, like
Like,
she would just
like-
be like, "I'm your biggest fan, and you really are doing that." Like, that's really disappointing.
yeah, and then he would have to gain back her trust and kind of work to become the hero she knows him as.
Yeah.
Because if she figures that out, then again, you go, or even if you just learn his family, like, I'd love to see a scene where like his family finds out the news or something, and he's got to explain it to them or whatever.
Yeah.
Because that's like a big deal. Like that's he was whacking people, like
Mhm.
like, and not just whacking people, like viciously whacking people.
Yeah.
Because
He
I
was
remember
angry.
Don Cheadle was like, the crime scene is not pretty. Like people are messed up. Shit. If y'all think Hawkeye just some little archer that's just like useless, think again, bro.
For real.
He'll whack you too,
Um,
bro. I'd be
Let me just
scared.
whack.
Adrian, do you have anything to add before we move on?
No, I have nothing to add.
Shout out Hawkeye. Shout out Jeremy Renner.
Shout out
You're beautiful.
Haley Steinfeld. She's hot as
Ooh.
fuck.
Ooh.
Ooh,
Don't
got a
even
point
get
there.
me started.
Move on.
So-
Hold on, we going into demon zone. Let's not.
Nah, Adrian, no.
What?
So on top of these
Adrian got a hair trigger for his.
For real, bro. On top of these like minor news, not minor, but you know what I mean. We also got a huge dump of just a whole bunch of Marvel shows. And the first one I want to talk about is actually a character that's going to be introduced in the Hawkeye series called Echo. And at first, when we were like talking about these shows amongst ourselves, like what the heck is going on, I wasn't really sure who Echo was, but it's because I knew her as Ronin in the comics because she was a Ronin before Hawkeye became Ronin. But upon doing further research, she's pretty badass, and I'm kind of hype because she's like Daredevil mixed with Hawkeye with a little bit of Taskmaster thrown in.
I mean,
No, you can go first, Brennan.
I was just gonna say Echo sounds interesting. That sounds like a good way of doing what I was just talking about between Hawkeye and Kate Bishop. Like, Echo shows up as Ronin and like it's like, oh, I'm carrying on the work that you were doing, after the snap. And Kate Bishop would be like, what are you talking about?
It's funny that you
like,
say that because that would be crazy if
Right?
that's how they
That would be
introduce her.
so good.
Mhm.
And then
That's a fake
obviously
Ronin.
he would talk her
Not
out. He
fake
would be like,
Ronin.
that wasn't okay. like, we can't be doing this, you need to stop. And then she, by the end of the series transforms into Echo. I think that'd be a very like cool way to do things, and it would just be a cool like story plot point, like I was explaining earlier. So I mean, I don't know, but I'm
That
excited
would
to
be an
see it if she's as
interesting
cool
way
as you
to
said.
introduce her. Because, like, I honestly have no clue. Because she's, like, heavily involved with both him and Daredevil, which is, again, more reasons why people think that Daredevil is in the MCU. Because, the whole Charlie Cox thing going on with Spider-Man No Way Home. We're not talking about that yet. But, we'll talk about that more once we get to Spider-Man, but if they don't bring Daredevil over, it kind of makes sense because they would just have her fill his role more or less because
No, I need Daredevil.
she's deaf. The only thing that, Daredevil has on her really like in that aspect is that he can see with his echolocation shit. She can't. Like if she's in a like pitch black room, she can't see anything. But I think if Daredevil isn't coming into the MCU, she's probably going to be his replacement. And if he does, then there's going to be some crazy storylines with her, let me tell you. Her relationship with Daredevil is just as crazy as Elektra. If Daredevil is coming into the MCU and getting his own show again, then there's going to be some crazy stuff.
He about to be slotted out for real.
That too, bro. That too. Brennan, what are your thoughts? Or Adrian? Adrian,
Yeah,
he already went to Brennan.
My bad.
Previously I didn't really know much of. I didn't know Echo. Period. Like, if you were to walk up to me on the street like last week and tell me, "Hey, you know who Echo from Marvel is?" I'm be like, "Hell the fuck no." That's about it. Like, I don't know shit. So. And now Diego's hyping her up to the Daredevil-esque character. I'm pretty interested into seeing what she could be. I want to see the potential.
And for context, the reason why I'm hyping her up is because in the comics, at one point when she is Ronin, she almost kills Doctor Strange. And, like, that ain't just, like, a regular feat, you know what I mean? Like, that's not, like, beating up Daredevil.
Damn, disrespect.
Look, I'm sorry. I'm talking about the show. I'm talking about the show Daredevil. Like, man's got a beating every episode, so it's fine. I'm really interested to see what they do with her. Like, I love how they're just kind of coming out of nowhere with these really abstract characters.
Speaking of abstract characters, bruh, Moon Knight.
Okay.
Woo-hoo!
I mean, dude, I thought we got a trailer, but apparently it's just a bunch of key visuals for
No, Moon Knight has a little trailer to it.
There's like a little teaser trailer.
Oh yeah, it was just like a tiny. It was like a tiny little thing.
Well, it showed part of the suit as well, or something.
Yeah.
A little bit of suit, him jumping from building to building.
Yeah.
That shit look kind of nice, bro. Not gonna lie.
His suits always look clean though. So like,
I'm actually really excited for this because ever since I saw Moon Knight, like for the first time, I don't remember when, I was like, yo, his character looks sick. Like, he looks dope. Just the story behind him, the multiple personality, the moon spirit or the moon god that's not really the moon god. Like, there's just so much interesting stuff with this character that it's just like, I'm excited. Like, like I said, his costume to me just looks sick.
And I'm really glad that they're like keeping the multiple personality disorder part of it. Like, obviously it's not an accurate portrayal of the real disorder, but it's really cool. And like, it's definitely like a very inclusive kind of thing that they're doing, which I personally appreciate, because like with Echo, apparently she's what is it called, paraplegic? Like, she's missing a leg basically, and the actress is actually, yeah, like she's got a prosthetic leg, and the actress is actually deaf. So like, I like that. And obviously in Eternals, there was that one deaf actress who played the speedster. So like, I really like that they're kind of just like going out there. Oh, and Echo's Native American, if you care. Anyways, with Moon Knight, I'm just really excited because Oscar Isaac is a really good actor. I didn't notice it really until the sequels for the Star Wars movies, but like, I really enjoyed him as Poe, and like, he was my favorite character in the sequels. That isn't saying much, but he was really.
Yo, he's been busy now.
I'm saying he's like in everything.
Yeah, because he did Dune too. He was
Yeah,
Paul Atreides'
I need
father
to.
in
I need to
Dune.
watch Dune. I want to watch Dune so bad. Like
It's
I have HBO Max. It's just
listen, bro. I'm gonna be honest with you. You watch a 2.5 hour movie and feel like you ain't see much. Not that
really
it's bad. It's just like
there's
because even my dad said it's weird because it's not that it's bad. It's just it's so it is a part one, and they only go through about like a third to half of the first book, and like right when they start getting to the part that looks like it could start getting juicy, you get to the end of the movie.
Are you
So
serious?
it's like you feel like you watch 2.5 hour movie. For one, it doesn't feel like it's 2.5 hours, and you just almost feel like you haven't seen a lot. Like, but you'll like it's good. Like, definitely watch it still. Like, it's not a bad movie. Like I'm saying, like because it's still they do it does like set an explanation for what will be the next movie and why certain things happen, but don't have like super high expectations for it. That's
I don't
like
know
that's
why.
the only thing I want to say.
Okay. Do you guys have anything else to say about Moon Knight though? Do you?
Not really, but I don't really have much of anything to say. Moon Knight, he is a dope character. I haven't really delved deep into him at all. So like, other than who he is, that's all I know. I do know in the comics though, like he is a very brutal and has a very peculiar fighting style to the point where he doesn't care how badly he gets hurt. He will like win. He's gonna try to win that. I remember hearing something along the lines like Taskmaster just doesn't want to fuck with him just because of his fighting style. His fighting style scares him, and he's like,
No,
"Nah, I don't want smoke with that man."
not it's not that he doesn't that's the only fighting style. It's not that he can't mimic it, it's that he won't mimic it because there's a certain personality that he'll have that he instead of dodging or blocking,
He just
he will
eats that
take
shit.
every single hit. Like you could shoot him in the arm and he'll just take it and just keep going. And Taskmaster realizes that I'm gonna say they since MCU's Taskmaster is a female, but in the comics it's a he. Taskmaster won't. They don't have that type of durability.
Yeah.
It's they
Yeah,
can't tank that type of hit and keep going like Moon Knight can. So it's not that he's necessarily scared of fighting him. It's more of he realizes or they realize they can't copy that fighting style because they'll be screwed. I think because I think I saw a similar post and it's like they can't copy only two fighting styles, Moon Knight's, and the only other one was Deadpool, and that was because
mm,
Deadpool is Deadpool and
Yeah,
he's too
Deadpool
unpredictable.
just
yeah. He just you can't predict Deadpool. That motherfucker just
Crazy. But I did
he
see that
just built
interview.
different.
for real.
That was an interesting.
Since we talking about the shows that we kind of got visuals and stuff for, let's move over to She-Hulk since we talked about her a little bit.
Oh,
I didn't watch. You said that there was like teaser trailers for each of them.
it's something
Yeah,
like Moon Knight's. Yeah, I don't know if it's long or
I
not,
didn't
but
watch it, so like I don't know.
I didn't really.
I just
I
looked at
saw
the
clips of
pictures.
teaser trailer for She-Hulk, but there wasn't
I
really
saw
much other
pictures of
than.
ass. I'm not gonna lie.
What'd you
That's all I
say?
saw of it.
I know which one you're talking about. Too.
Yeah, I
What did
know.
he just say?
You said I saw ass. I saw pictures of their ass.
Literally, she does like a yoga pose, and like everyone, and it's like zoomed in like on her ass, and like that's the only thing. Like I think I saw like a visual of like she's green and in like the tight bodysuit, but it's literally again just her ass.
Ooh, that's the best
Ooh,
part, bro.
Diego said, "Ooh, Mike liking."
Look, I'm gonna be honest. She-Hulk is one of my waifus, bro. I don't
I
know what
love
it
her.
is. It's something about the green women in Marvel, bro. Cause her and Gamora, the comic book versions, are so fine.
Yeah.
Dude,
I'm not as excited for this one, to be
I
honest.
heard that it's
But
supposed to be a comedy. Cause like
Is
they
it?
said that they were keeping her accurate to. See, I read a post that said that they were keeping her accurate to her comic book stuff, and I'm like, so is she gonna be the first fourth wall breaking character in the MCU? Cause she breaks, just like Deadpool, she breaks the fourth wall all the time.
She does.
Yeah,
Oh, that's fucking
so
jarring.
it could be like a
Why
little
does that?
what it could be like a little segue to get used to Daredevil esque.
maybe. She's not as like, she's not as what's it called? Like, she's not
Aware.
Deadpool with it. She's kind of just like
Yeah.
winking a nod at the reader kind of thing. So
Oh, okay.
like the subtle ones.
Yeah, like she's like a subtle fourth wall breaker, not like
It's
you know
not
straight up
blatant
talking
in your face.
to the reader or the viewer like
Yeah,
Deadpool.
gotcha.
So I mean, honestly, like Mark Ruffalo's in it, so I think that it'll be very interesting. Cause like honestly, anything that the Hulk is in, I I know I just shit all over his like the movies with the Hulk, but like anything that the Hulk is in is always like cool. Cause like
Mhm.
Ragnarok was great, all the Avengers movies are great. Just because like
Except for Endgame.
he's shut the fuck up.
He's
He's a
useless in
very
Endgame.
good supporting character.
True.
Like he's not a good main character just because of how broken he is, but as a supporting character, I think the Hulk is perfect.
I still want to see him fight Abomination again, though.
That would be ooh.
That would be
And
sick.
since he's in the MCU because of Shang-Chi, want to
Yeah,
see that happen. Can
true.
make
And
it
plus
happen.
he's not like, you know, just a psychopath anymore like he was in the Hulk movie. He's just kind of
Mhm.
chill.
Yeah,
I
he's
would love
kind
to
of
see
it's a
them fight.
sparring buddy with a Doctor Strange assistant now.
Yeah. But honestly, I don't really have much else to say about She-Hulk except for like I'm not hype for this show, but I'm very interested.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I'll say the same for that because I don't. I'm gonna say this with a lot of fucking shows that we introduce, a lot of characters, but yeah, I don't know too much about She-Hulk other than she's a lawyer and kind of like Daredevil a little bit in that aspect, but other than that, that's really fucking it. I don't fucking know. I'm pretty sure she's like a lawyer for superheroes too. So
Yeah. She's great. All right, and then the final one that we got like key visuals for and stuff is Secret Invasion.
We got visuals for that?
Yeah, it was just
yeah, we had
Nick
Nick Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh.
Samuel L. Jackson looking like the G that he is as always.
damn right. Him with his eye that he lost from a
Yeah, he's not wearing the
alien
eye
cat.
patch anymore.
Yeah, which is
That
I
might
don't
have
know.
been a scroll version.
Oh,
Maybe.
that's a nice little catch there. To be honest,
Interesting.
or
It
maybe
could
he
be
just doing
like
it to look
like that
bad.
scroll version got the eye patch ripped off, and that's why like
Or just
the
doesn't
wound.
think that he wears an eye patch all the time.
Yeah. Well, to me, the wound also looks like still open. So, because remember in Iron Man, he takes off his eye patch, and his eye is like it's just like faded blue. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not like in the visual though. I remember it looked almost like it was like reopened, but like it had like purplish look around it from what I remember. I don't know if I'm like 100% correct, but it didn't look normal to me.
Let's see, I got it right here.
That was my thought. Is that Nick Fury or is it the scroll Nick Fury?
It could be the Skrull Nick Fury because it's not open. It looks more healed than it is in the recent shows or like the recent events that we've seen him.
Yeah,
True.
And it's blue, which like
See, I knew it was blue or purple or something.
yeah, like it's like the pupil is blue instead of the whole eye being like glassy and then there's blue in the middle. So I don't know. That was something that I did not catch whatsoever. And I think that's
Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed.
I think that's a cool oh, I completely forgot about never mind. We'll talk about this afterwards. I still have no idea what the plot's gonna be, to be honest. I have no idea.
I don't get it either because it doesn't seem like the scrolls are really malicious in MCU. At least with that.
At this point.
Yeah, unless something changed within after Endgame, they're just mad at Earth because of some shit.
At least in
know.
between Captain Marvel and now. So like within those 20-30 years. But yeah.
So I have no idea what the scrolls could be doing that's malicious because they didn't seem like they had.
I was just gonna say, keep in mind, like the scrolls that we saw from Captain Marvel might not be the only scrolls that are left.
Oh, they're definitely not the only scrolls that are left because that's like the only thing that makes sense.
So it could be like a separate, like a scroll that's not, with like a friendly one could like sneak its way and kind of finesse their way into everything. That to me is the only thing that would make sense.
Other than that, I couldn't see what the fuck they're doing or why they just feel like they just want to hide on Earth unless they're hiding from something else.
I don't know.
We'll just have to see what Secret Wars is about.
Secret Invasion, not Secret Wars.
Fucking hell, I did
You
it.
do this every time.
Why do I get those two mixed up, man? They just both have secret, and I just want to say wars because it sounds more cool. Fuck.
Alright, so there was actually a fourth show that I completely missed that, obviously was already announced, we were already aware of, but it's Miss Marvel. And I think we got a look of Kamala Khan in the Captain Marvel costume. I think the show actually might end up being a lot better than I did think it was initially. Just because, like, it's a very experimental show, at least, in my opinion. Because I think she's, like, the youngest character to get her own shit right now.
I'd say so, yeah. I'm pretty sure she is.
Because I think she's supposed to be, like, 14 or 13 or 12. One of those ages.
How old is Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop's, like, look, Haley Stein, the youngest that I will believe that she is 19. But, I think she's supposed to be, like, 18 or something.
Oh, okay.
I have no idea. But I'm actually super interested to see the show. I know that, like, the Marvels are planned, which is supposed to be, like, her and Captain Marvel teaming up. So I really don't have much to say for her, because, like, I don't really know what she's supposed to be, because in the comics she's an Inhuman, but the Inhumans are, like, forsaken in the MCU. That's all I really got.
I'm not gonna watch it like the second it comes out. Like, it's that for me. If people hype it up and they're like, this show's actually really good, like, okay, maybe I'll check it out. But I low-key might let this one slide under the radar for a while until I'm, like, bored at home and I'm like, nah, all of it's out. Like, I can binge it real quick so that I don't have to, like, if I do get hooked, I don't have to wait for it or anything. I might do something like that. But as of right now, I'll say,
What about Ironheart? So she's pretty much just like Iron Man's prodigy, kind of like Iron Man's Falcon, kind of.
You mean Captain America's Captain Falcon?
Captain Falcon?
I get what you
Captain
mean.
Falcon? Really?
Nah, listen. He's Captain America now. That's all that matters.
He don't Falcon punch. Like, he don't do that, bro. Anyways,
what you talking about? He punched a couple people pretty hard.
So you know how Captain America has Bucky and then Falcon. That's pretty much Iron Man has Rhodey and then Ironheart. But, like, Ironheart's not like a.
Okay.
It's not. She's a very new character. I think she was first created in, like, 2015 or something. Like, she's very
black,
new.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's
okay.
pretty much just a genius, and she idolizes Iron Man, as far as I know.
As she should.
Yeah. I mean, listen, Iron Man's he's a fucked character, but, like, he's a great character at the same time. Yeah, like, she builds her own Iron Man suit without any of his tech, any of, like, the know-how. She just does it all herself. And he pretty much is just like, "Oh shit," and kind of, like, just takes her under his wing. That's my understanding of her character. If I'm wrong, I apologize. And if I am wrong and you know the whole lowdown, leave that shit in the comments. That's pretty much what I think her character arc is. So obviously Iron Man's dead in the MCU, so probably Rhodey's gonna be like, wait, there's a kid who can make a suit, like an Iron Man suit, and she might have something to do in Armor Wars. I don't know if they've confirmed that or not. That's really all I know about her.
Interesting.
For what I would have to say, I don't know. Again, like a lot of the characters on this list, I don't really know too much about her. I know I've seen her in the comics a little bit, but I never, like, picked up a comic and, like, read about her or anything like that. I'm more interested in how she's going to be integrated into the story, or at least in the show, because, like, I wasn't thinking of Rhodey. I was thinking of, like, Pepper for some reason, like, actually, like, taking her up in her wing.
Maybe,
but
I don't know.
Yeah, one of those two can, like, take her up, or maybe even the kid that was in Iron Man 3. I don't know.
He's not a comic character, so I highly doubt it. But,
I
like,
highly
there's
doubt
a
it
lot of
either,
people
but
who have been speculating that since Endgame, like, because you know how, like, early on before Endgame came out, obviously they released the cast list and everything, and that kid was returning. and everybody's like, oh, maybe he's gonna become like Iron Kid.
I thought he was gonna do something around like that. I was hoping. I was like praying for that theory, low key.
Yeah, like if
But
it happens, that'd be sick, but I highly doubt it. And this is another reason why I think that they're gonna do the Young Avengers, Brennan, because they're out of this entire list that we have, there's 2 kids, and then there's Nova who still needs to be done, and we don't have no idea if it's gonna be Sam Alexander or Richard
3
Rider.
kids.
Huh? No, and then I
3
was gonna
kids.
say in Spider-Man, it kind of just
Well,
looks
not
like.
well. You said 2, as if it's only Ironheart
No, I'm
and
saying
Miss
2 on this
Marvel.
list. Spider-Man doesn't count because it's an anime series.
Yeah, but Kate Bishop, Miss
Oh yeah, and
Marvel,
Kate.
and then Ironheart.
And Kate.
That's 3.
You're right. And Kate. I mean, she's not really a kid, but I know what you mean.
Yeah, close enough.
Yeah, close enough. She's a
Little bit.
teenager. It's all that
Yeah.
matters. But yeah, like
She is the kid version of.
yeah, she's
That's
the
what
kid
matters.
version of Hawkeye. Like,
Yeah.
but yeah, dude. Like, if they don't announce like a Young Avengers kind of thing, I'd be very surprised. Like, at least for like the next
Yeah.
phase. If they don't do it for the next phase, I will be very surprised.
I just hope Ironheart is. Now, this is going to be a hot take for a lot of people. I simply hope that this Ironheart series is better than the Iron Man movies. Because I'm
That
going to
is
be
such
honest.
a hot take.
that
I'm
is
gonna
a
be
hot
honest.
take.
I'm going to be honest. Looking back, like, I was talking to my manager today because she also really likes Marvel. And I just realized, like, I don't, like, don't get me wrong. I love Iron Man as a character. But his solo movies, as big of a deal they were and how they, like, helped start, like, you know, this whole universe, they're mid. Like, they're, like,
Damn.
I'm going to be honest, they're mid, bro.
Damn.
Bro, like, let's think about this. Iron Man 1. It was made way back then. They couldn't do as much. You know, they didn't have as big of a budget. Keep in mind, the movie looked great, and like, for its time, it was great. But looking back at it now, it is slow. Extremely slow. Very unentertaining now, like, to now standards. The second one, that one was better, but still just like, like, I mean, the enemy wasn't all that. It's still kind of slow. The third one was just, I think we all can agree the third one is not the greatest movie.
It was the
Oh,
weakest one
it
out
is-
of
It
the
was
3.
ass.
Like,
Straight up
it's
ass.
the Thor Dark World of Iron Man. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know, maybe not that bad, but it's bad.
Nah, worse. In
Yeah,
my
like-
personal opinion, like, genuinely, I think Iron Man 3 is the worst movie in the MCU. Like, I know unanimously it's agreed it's the Dark World, and like I'll back that up like 100%. But personally, for me, it's Iron Man 3.
Yeah, so like Tony as a character, as a leader of the Avengers and like stuff like that, great. Now on the personal level of like all the other stuff, I didn't really like. I'm looking back now, I realize like at the time I liked it because it was the hypest movie that was coming out, like Marvel wise. But
Mhm.
like looking back now, I'm like, dude, there's so many other movies. Like I'd watch the Eternals over any 3 Marvel movies. I'd watch, you know, this Hawkeye, or yeah, sorry, the Iron Man movies. I'd watch Hawkeye over, you know, any of these, and I haven't even seen it yet. You know, I'd watch WandaVision over again before I watch the Iron Man movies again. Like it's just, you know, I have more of an interest with Iron Man when he's doing Avenger type stuff as opposed to it's him versus a said villain. Just because, like, I love the suits and I love when he's in the actual fight scenes. But, I mean, the second villain is Whiplash, which, decent villain, but not amazing villain. The first villain is Obadiah Stane, but the movie takes the entire movie to even get to a good part, which is the ending fight, which, let's be honest, is probably the worst ending fight of all of Marvel.
I agree with you. Iron Man 1, like, is probably a little overrated, but I still enjoyed at least the beginning of the movie very much, because like watching him build the Mark 1 is to this day like one of the greatest and probably most nostalgic moments ever in the
Yeah.
MCU, at least.
I still agree. Yeah, I agree with Diego on this part. Like, even in the middle part with him just going
Watching him
Like,
go through the different versions of the suits, do the hot rod red color for the first suit that he is Iron Man in, it's just
mm,
there's something about that, dude. Like, I will agree Iron Man 2 isn't the greatest movie in the world. I liked the climactic fight for Iron Man 2 more than any of the other fights in Iron Man series or in the Iron Man movies, but like that's just me. And Black Widow.
I mean,
Like you
it was
can't
hype. Like,
beat Black Widow in Iron Man 2. I'm sorry.
They're not horrible movies. I don't think they're horrible movies. I just like they're not ones that I necessarily want to rewatch again or anything like that. I just hope that Ironheart's story is a little more entertaining and I care about her more on a personal level, like of what's going on with her, than I did with Tony.
That's
And that
fair.
was it, you know.
That's fair. Cuz like
Yeah, that's I think
the
that's the thing
story
is
wise
the
at
movies
least
didn't make me care about Tony
yeah.
any more than what the Avengers movies did.
Well,
I think
that's what I
that's
was gonna
why.
say though. Is that like you kind of have to want to care about Tony, otherwise, like you're just like, all right, this is some rich dude. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
All right. So the last live action show that was announced, or like news we got, is Agatha. I forget what the whole name of it is. It's like I think it's Agatha House of Harkness.
yeah,
Something like that, yeah.
So, honestly, when I heard the news at first that she was getting her own show, I thought that that was very interesting because they seem to be giving Wanda a huge amount of story time in this phase, which leads me to believe that she might end up playing a lot bigger of a role than like we're really giving her credit for. You know what I
She
mean?
could be the next Avenger level threat.
I was gonna say that, but like I don't know.
Oh, I don't know either. I'm just saying, isn't Scarlet Witch in the comics like
She's an
a villain at some
X-Men
point?
villain is like the
An
thing.
X-Men villain.
Cuz like
So
how
maybe it could
mutants
be to
how
lead to
mutants
X-Men.
don't, they're kind of just the punching bag of the Marvel universe. Like the
Yeah.
Avengers don't help the mutants when the mutants get wiped out of the fucking slate of the earth. Like they kind of just are left to deal with their own shit.
Avengers
Damn.
said that is not my job.
Exactly.
They said,
So-
damn, that's crazy. Y'all getting fucked up.
So like I don't know. Like that would be sick if she was, but I don't know. I think that the show probably has more to do with, the whole Mephisto and getting her kids back thing, which, obviously
Mhm.
probably in Doctor Strange 2 she doesn't get her kids back at the end, which I feel like would be not the point of the movie if that did happen, because I'd just be like, why is this happening? Why are we not just naming this Wanda or Scarlet
Yeah.
Witch Multiverse of Madness? Like,
hmm
or Doctor Strange in Scarlet Witch. Like,
Yeah.
so I think House of
Doctor
Harkness.
Strange, we got to get the kids.
Yeah, like.
Mhm.
So I think that Agatha's show is probably going to progress that storyline a little bit more, and then maybe further down the line we'll get maybe a Scarlet Witch movie, or in WandaVision season 2, which isn't going to be named WandaVision, that's going to come to an end or progress maybe even further, and then boom, she gets her own movie. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's really all my
Yeah.
thoughts. Is just I think it's a very interesting, because there's a lot that they could do with that. Because like she doesn't do much, but the things that she does are pretty important for Wanda.
I'm interested to see where they go with Agatha, only because where she's at right now is she's stuck in that town mindset
Yeah.
Mhm.
that Wanda made. So I'm like, could this be possibly be like a prequel of like
I was gonna say,
who
or they
Agatha
could,
is?
or everything I just said could be invalidated by it just being a prequel that takes place in
Yeah.
Salem.
I feel like that's what
Like-
it might
Cause-
be too.
Because everyone seemed to take a pretty big interest in Agatha,
Yeah.
but I feel like they wouldn't take her character and go back. I feel like they, like you said, would use it to progress Wanda, if anything, because Wanda, to me, with how they had the, like, let's think about the TV show, like, and what she is in the comics. Like, she's a mutant enemy. She is her kids. She's supposed to be a mutant herself, I think, right?
She's just a witch.
A witch, but Quicksilver's a mutant.
Yeah.
Hmm.
in the comics. Like, so it's, and Magneto, isn't she supposed to have some ties with Magneto as well?
Yeah, she has some ties with Magneto. She's very involved in the "my kids are gone, Mephisto has my kids" aspect. Like
Yeah. So
she is what the kids to Mephisto. She also teaches Wanda how to take full control of her powers, which is why I was like really confused as to why she ended up being a villain towards the end of WandaVision. But
yeah. So like, I just,
she is
if
just
anything,
as
I
a
see
as a
this.
character, she is huge for Wanda's character development.
Yeah, like I would like to see come out of this is this all leads up into mutants being introduced into the MCU. That's
I just really want the House of M, like at least the reverse of House of M, because that would
I just
just
like I'm ready for mutants again. I'm ready to see a good X-Men movie again. I'm ready. Like, I want to
again.
see.
I mean,
Again, yeah,
First
I was gonna
Class was
say.
really the only good, or what was it? Days of Future Past and First Class. Those were it. Like, don't get me
I
wrong,
mean,
I love
entertainment
the
wise,
'90s and early 2000s ones, but like those were still ass.
they entertained me, and I like the idea of mutants because mutants always, in my opinion, had like really cool powers. Like, like Spike, love Spike. Nightcrawler is, dude, I love Nightcrawler.
Nightcrawler, dude. If
Um,
we look, I know that they said that they were gonna look. Let me go off on my X-Men tangent real quick.
wait,
They
wait, wait, wait,
need
wait,
what?
wait, wait,
Okay,
wait.
yeah, you
We'll,
finish.
we're
You
getting into
finish.
X Men. We're getting into X Men, but like I said, I hope this all because they've hinted at it. They used what's his name? They used the X Men Quicksilver in the show. What's his name? The hot
Evan
guy that
Peters.
everyone. Yeah, there you go. I knew it had Peters in it. Um, they they used him who's in the X-Men movies as Quicksilver, as Agatha using him for like, it's just like, dude, they did so many mutant hints and then didn't go anywhere with it,
Yeah,
but now they're extending on Wanda and now they're also extending on Agatha. I just hope that this all turns into mutants being introduced into the MCU and we can start actually getting into it and stuff like that. And
yeah,
like, yeah, that's just where I hope it goes. Obviously, if it doesn't go there, whatever, as long as it's still good,
yeah,
like you were saying, like, using it to progress Wanda's character in a big way and making her a very big pivotal role.
yeah,
But I like hoping for the mutants but expecting not to get the mutants, kind of like hoping for the best but expecting the worst type of
yeah,
deal.
definitely.
For me, yeah, y'all really dissected everything I could go into it. All I can really say is mostly just where would this story go? Is it going to be pre WandaVision, like her backstory go into that? Even though I don't really see her going, what else they can really go into her backstory unless she did some like minor event before
The
WandaVision, or
the
just
only
like
thing that I can really think of is them just going to like back to how we saw like that glimpse of Salem in the show,
yeah,
just
yeah.
expanding on that because like she doesn't really do much as far as I know, like aside from what I was saying, like just helping Wanda, just being a supporting character, even though she's kind of a villain for Wanda. So like if they do that, I feel like they're kind of dropping the ball and just capitalizing on the fact that everybody's like, "Ooh, Agatha, who's this?"
I didn't really know where else it could go, but I don't really, again, broken record, don't really know too much about the character to theorize where it could go. So that's my take on it.
So, since we were talking about mutants, let's get into, in my opinion, the hypest show that was announced, X-Men '97. If you were a '90s kid, like we all are, or not Adrian,
Hmm.
but
Listen, I saw the
I
show. I
mean,
don't
I
care.
mean, to
you
be
don't
fair,
count,
we're
Mitch.
barely 90 kids.
Brennan, shut the fuck up. So, growing up, this was my shit. Like X-Men, the '90s show was my shit. And the fact that they are continuing off, which is why it's called '97 cuz the show ended in '96. So they're continuing from there, and they're also bringing back a lot of the original cast, which Makes me very excited. I'm gonna feel like a kid again watching this shit, dude.
I'm trying to hear.
That's what I'm saying.
Is this the one that had what's her name? Jubilee, I think her name was, and like Gambit was in this one too?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Spike,
Oh my god.
Nightcrawler, all of it.
They had them all, bro.
Nut.
Nostalgia nut, bro. That's
For
the best
real.
kind of nut.
All right,
That theme
so
song, bro, is like imprinted in my head. Like
honestly,
Bro, we all just grew up listening to that shit,
that's what I'm
and it's
saying,
gas.
bro. Like I
you
don't
hear
really
it and
have
your neck
much to
just snaps. You're like,
Yeah, for real, for real. I don't have much to say about the show itself. It's just I'm just so glad that we're getting good X-Men mutant content.
Remy LeBeau, man, Gambit. That's like probably, other than Nightcrawler, my favorite X-Men character.
Me too, bro. What?
So that's like, oh, dude, I learned how to throw cards because I love Gambit so much. Like, bro, I was like, this dude's sick. I was like,
See, for me, it was always like a revolving door of who my favorite was between Cyclops, Wolverine, Gambit, Nightcrawler, and Rogue. It was just it was just a cycle. Who one day one would be my favorite, one day another would be my favorite.
Cyclops was definitely underrated. I think he's like, at least from like the people I know and stuff, he's like overly hated. Like a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
was
people
gonna say,
don't
like,
really
I know
care
that a
for him.
lot of people hate him, but
They hate him. Why?
dude,
What the hell?
there's
In the
there's
movies,
so much.
he doesn't get a
It's
good
not even that. It's in the comics.
representation.
There's so much to hate him for.
Oh,
Like I'm pretty sure in one of the storylines, he's the reason why a lot of mutants died, because he just refused to let Jean die. So in turn, Jean ended up killing a bunch of mutants.
sounds
And
like the last stand.
yeah, pretty much. But yeah, like I just think he's sick as fuck. Like Cyclops
powers
with the
are
Phoenix
sick.
Force is just he's great. I love Cyclops so much, which is why I'm kind of concerned. Like I'm glad. So what I was trying to get into with Agatha before you made me chill the fuck out is supposedly they're going to be focusing on a lot of mutants that we haven't seen before or haven't seen much of before, which kind of worries me because I'm like sure, no more Jean Grey, no more Wolverine, that's fine, but like I really enjoy Cyclops a lot, and like Cyclops is the pillar pretty much. Like he's always the leader, if not Wolverine. So I'm like, if you don't have him as the leader of the X-Men, who are you gonna use? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But like,
yeah,
Iceman, bro, Bobby.
he's not really a leader though.
No, he's not. He's barely even a main character.
no.
Until he gets his own book run. Let me tell you, boy. Like I started reading comics again just for that comic book run because I love me some Iceman, bro.
Iceman's sick. Like, he's so, dude. And which one was it? Is it Days of Future Past when he like goes full ice mode? I was like, bro, that's so sick.
And in
I was like, why couldn't he
the
do this in any other X-Men movie?
and in the Age of Apocalypse video game, bro, he was one of my favorite people to play.
Dude, ice powers are always sick. Shout out Frozone.
And he's an Omega level mutant, and like nobody would expect that from my boy. I'm glad that they are going to utilize a lot of the more like under the radar kind of mutants, but I'm like, at the same time, does that mean that there's not going to be an Iceman, there's not going to be a Nightcrawler, there's not going to be a like Magneto, like all of that? I highly doubt that they're not going to use Magneto, but like, you know what I mean.
I think that at first they'll try to do that, and then when they realize that it's not really like people are liking it, but it's not what it could be, that's when they'll start introducing some like.
Well, because like there's a lot of great characters that like they didn't get to use much, like Kitty Pryde, Colossus, Rogue, as I mentioned. Like
I'm kind of sick of Colossus. I'm not gonna lie.
Bro, Colossus was in like one movie, and
no,
in
but
Deadpool.
like my thing is, if they're gonna do Colossus, they need to not make him look like a bitch. Like,
I highly doubt it.
The only movie he looks like fairly strong in is Deadpool when he's fighting Juggernaut, and even then he's getting his ass whooped most of the time.
I want to say in the one X-Men movie he was in. Yeah, first of all, he's up against Juggernaut. Juggernaut beats everybody. Like in Rock Paper Scissors.
But I'm saying that's the strongest they make him look, because in every other movie he gets whacked or he's just not utilized. Like,
Look, I agree, but at the same time, if they do Colossus again, I really hope that they don't make him a giant CGI motherfucker like they did for Deadpool. Like, don't get me wrong,
he's
I
not
love that
always metal.
Colossus, but he's not really that huge. Like
Yeah, and he's also not like metal 24/7.
Full Metal 24/7. Cause like having like some big beefy dude who's a good actor, like I'm not saying this is a fan casting, but I'm saying like somebody who's a good actor who's big, like fucking The Rock or John Cena. Like having somebody that big play him and be good as him, I would be perfectly happy.
I just think of John Cena as Colossus.
Dude,
John
honestly,
Cena
that's
as
why I
Colossus.
said it,
I
because
could
I'm like,
see that.
John Cena as Colossus, I could fucking see it. But
That's funny.
just get some big ass Russian dude who's a good actor and just make
Right,
him
and he-
Colossus.
Oh, dude,
Can't
the
they
dude
do the
who
guy
played,
from Creed too?
yeah, I was
Or-
just about to say, Ivan
Yeah.
Drago from Creed 2. He's
He's
freaking massive.
He would
Ah,
be great. He would be great.
God damn.
yeah, dude, that would be a really good Colossus. Dye his hair black,
Yes.
fire.
But
Every time I hear Colossus, I think of X-Men Days of Future Past and him getting ripped in half.
that was still a sick ass scene. Oh, and
Nah, I
Bishop,
felt so
bro.
bad, though.
They need to
And-
do Bishop. They need to just do Bishop and just
Do
shut me
him
the
right.
fuck up. I love Bishop so much. There's so many
I'd
X-Men
like
that
to
I'm
see
just
Cable
like.
too, since Cable was introduced in Deadpool. It'd
I
be
am
cool if they
hoping. Look, if they do anything besides bring Deadpool over, bringing.
Isn't Deadpool coming over confirmed though?
Yeah, he's confirmed.
Yeah.
But I'm saying
Okay,
like
cool.
bringing over Cable as well.
That's
would-
gonna be hard though because
not really.
well,
Not
Thanos was played
People-
by. Oh no, I
Look,
guess he said now,
Deadpool's
so
gonna
we're
make a joke about how he sounds the same as Thanos, or he's the same actor as Thanos, and everybody's gonna be like, ah ha ha, they're acknowledging it, and then nobody's gonna care anymore.
You're right, facts.
I'm like you know I'm right, but
Yeah.
there's
Like, what's
just,
the purple last time I saw you?
look, bro, Pyro, a good Pyro, cause fuck the Pyro in the movies. And
You're
I
right.
could go all day, but I'm gonna stop myself right here. We're moving
When he
on
needed
to
a freaking lighter to make fire, that was stupid.
that made me so angry. That made me
Yeah,
so
he
Made
angry.
him look like a bitch, bro. Oh my.
I'm like, I
Although his
understand
gloves
he's-
where he had the lighters on him, that was kind of cool.
That was cool. Like, I understand he's only really pyrokinetic, but like at the same time, just make it cool, bro. Like, what?
Like Spider-Man. Like
Give me a lighter.
And speaking of the villains, do Toad, a good Toad. Do Blob, a good Blob, etc. Bro. Like,
Sabretooth.
a good Sabretooth.
A good
X-23.
An accurate Sabretooth. That's
An
funny that you say that, because I was gonna say I actually wish, I read somewhere that apparently Hugh Jackman agreed to do one Wolverine movie in the MCU, but if that's true, then I hope it's just to build up X-23, so X-23 can be the Wolverine, going
For the
forward.
MCU.
Yeah, but I just
Yeah, because it would
I
suck
think
to
with
bring back
Logan,
two.
I understand
I
that
feel like
it's
Logan
not,
was perfect, man.
That's what I'm saying though.
don't-
Is like I understand that it's not comic accurate, because it's not,
No.
but it
Mhm.
was the perfect send off for him. So like
Yeah,
bringing
it was
him
the-
back
it was
one
the-
more time, as much as I would love it, it's kind of also bittersweet, because you're just like, why are we doing this again?
Yeah.
And it's also like, dang, like, if you're gonna bring back Wolverine, let me see like a good amount of a MCU Wolverine. Don't.
Yeah, like,
oh, I'm old.
and, like,
here's
Hugh
X-23.
Jackman, he loves the character, but there's also a lot of anger that comes with being Wolverine. And Hugh Jackman has said it himself, that's his least favorite part about doing Logan. So as much as I would love to see it, if we get
Just leave it
one,
in the
we gotta
past.
get more. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and
it's
he's
better to leave it in
getting
the past.
up there in the age, so like he can't, especially with like yeah, Marvel's pumping out these movies, but like there's years in between for sequels, you know what I mean?
Mhm.
Mhm.
So by the time that like we get to like the third installment of
He's gonna be 60.
exactly, I was gonna
He's
say
gonna
that
be
by the
pretty
time that
old,
we get
though.
a third showing of an MCU Wolverine, Hugh Jackman's gonna be fucking 60. So I just think that we just need to either do X-23 or just don't do it at all, because I don't think that anybody, like, yes, sure, Hugh Jackman isn't the most accurate Wolverine, but he was amazing. He was amazing.
He was perfect for Wolverine.
And
I don't care what anyone
that's
says.
what I'm saying. Like, I understand that he's not, like, the size or the nationality, all that bullshit, but, like, he was a perfect Wolverine. And I don't think a recasting is a good move. I just think that X-23, they did it for Logan. Just make her the new Wolverine for the MCU version of Wolverine. You know what I mean?
100%. Because
that was a completely unwarranted X-Men rant. Do either of you have anything to add?
No, we gone off the rails with X-Men,
we went
to
way
be
off
honest.
Look, X-Men is my favorite, like, comic book shit, hands down. They may not, like, Captain America may be my favorite superhero, Doctor Strange the second favorite, but like, I love X-Men so much. And I could do a full fucking 2-hour podcast just talking about X-Men, and I'm pretty sure, the last 20 minutes I've just been talking about X-Men. So
yeah,
we need to move on.
Of course, we don't got time for that shit.
Yeah, like, I'm pretty sure we're already hitting the 2-hour mark. I don't remember.
We're definitely already.
So
we're about to, at least.
We're just gonna move on to I Am Groot, because that's the least I have anything to say about.
Bruh, we can skip
really
it.
not.
We can skip it.
I don't understand where this Groot love is coming from. Like, yeah, he's a cool character, but like,
it's
mostly just because he's like Baby Yoda.
Yeah, I was
like,
literally gonna say
know.
it's the same shit as Baby Yoda.
It's stupid, in my opinion. Like,
it's just because he's adorable.
It's probably gonna be cool and fun, but like, dude, on to the next. Fuck it.
So, let's get into What If, because I have a good transition for afterwards. Getting a season 2 already, like, I'm pretty sure this is like the fastest that they've been like, yeah, we're doing a season 2.
Yeah, because Loki nor Wanda has gotten like an official like announcement.
I thought Loki would have gotten one out of all the ones that were shown, but like,
for real,
we all
I'm
know
happy
Loki
What If
blew up, bro.
We all know it's coming, but there's no official like, hey, it's coming. I think What If, since it's all animated, it's the easiest to do. But like
because there's no scheduling conflicts. It's literally just, hey guys, here's a script. We're gonna get the voice lines while you guys animate, and that's it.
And then, and like in my opinion, I definitely think this What If is like, since we know the multiverse is opening now, especially with recent events that we will be getting into soon.
Dude, we're already this long and we still have more shit to talk about. What? Anyways,
I know.
Continue.
And
so
but like,
I
definitely think like they're using this to introduce characters so that they can multiverse smack them in.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, to me, that's the only thing that makes sense.
I mean, What If scenarios are dope anyways, because there's literally infinite possibilities of what you can or can't do.
And not even that, but like, now they don't even have to do like comic book origin What Ifs. They could just do whatever the fuck they want at this point.
Exactly.
Like, what happened if Tony never got hit with the missiles?
Yeah,
and he kept making weapons?
I think that is
it was a thing but it's like if Killmonger was there when Iron Man was about to get attacked by his own
No, I'm
missiles.
saying like there is actually one that's just if Tony never went to Afghanistan, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay.
Like there's still like, I think there's still like maybe like 6, as far as I know, there's like 6 What Ifs style stories that they haven't done, but like, I think that they should just start being like just the most abstract stuff, like what if I don't even know, dude.
I mean, what is for zombies was kind of, we had Marvel zombies. I kind of
want them to do like the Ultimates, kind of like just different shit that probably will never get done in the movies, like, you know, if Captain America got Iron Man's suit, like all of that stuff, or even with Civil War, how Civil War was like went in the comics, just like doing the stuff that like they had to make alterations for whatever reason in the movies, just do it in the What If series. at this point, they're probably going to end up introducing pretty much everybody who is like a character. So like
Yeah.
maybe for like
Pretty
season
much.
3 they could do Civil War how Civil War was supposed to go or something. Like I don't know. Anyways, I just think that What If is like such a sick. I was so excited when they announced it because they could really just do whatever the hell they want for it. And I think it's great that they are actually doing that.
Do you have anything for it, Brendan? Because I already done my piece.
I mean, it's a cool idea, but like, I don't know. I didn't really watch the first season. It's whatever. But I mean, moving into the next one, they're kind of going over one they went over already.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I
Like,
really like the fact that they're actually doing a dedicated Marvel Zombies show
I didn't
because
expect that, to be
I
honest.
thought the What If series was the closest that we would get to a Marvel
Yeah.
Zombies.
Yeah, I did
So the
too.
fact that
I
they're
wonder
just
how
making
gruesome
it,
it's gonna be.
it better be
Even if
as
it, I
gruesome
don't
as the
know.
comics, or I am suing Disney on the spot. I'm just
Oh,
kidding.
you
For some
probably
reason,
gonna be doing.
Yeah, because like it's Disney. I don't see it being
Yeah.
that gruesome. Like,
See, all I'm saying is
Unless it's animated.
once they get Deadpool,
It's
if
animated
they
for sure,
don't
but-
do a Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe show, or just a What If
ooh, that should be a
episode
what
for
if.
that,
That should be a what if episode.
a What If episode, if not its own series, because if Marvel Zombies is getting its own series, I mean, Deadpool, I think Deadpool, yeah, it was Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe, Deadpool kills the Marvel Universe again, and then Gwenpool kills the Marvel Universe.
If anything, it'll probably be a what if like Marvel Zombies was, and they'll do like a very, 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 very quick version of it, like kind of like a how it starts, one middle one, and then the ending of it. And if people like blow up about it, then they'll do like the Marvel, because the Marvel Zombies kind of blew up, like
Yeah.
that episode kind of like popped off.
I knew it
So if
would,
it-
because like people
Yeah.
love the fuck out of Marvel
And
Zombies.
So if that
Mhm.
happens again, what they'll probably do is do again like what they're doing and just making it into its own series, so you can actually, because I mean, dude, there's a lot of universe people to kill, and like I mean, obviously you're not gonna give every single one an episode, but the big ones, like, bro, how the hell is he killing Black Panther? How is he gonna kill? All those people that are like, how is he gonna kill these people? They would. I would
Watching
assume
him
they would
kill
do those.
Doctor Strange, that fight
Mhm.
would be insanity.
Yeah, that's gonna be a very interesting thing to watch if that ever gets animated somehow. Because like,
They could do so many things with Deadpool, bro. They
That's
could
what
do
I'm
a show
saying.
about his love story with Death.
Yeah, like a What If about him and Death. A What If about Thanos and Death. Like what?
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, what if Thanos actually was comic book accurate? With that?
that's the title of the episode.
That's not even a
Ew.
shot. That's just like something. It's just like a scenario they could do.
No, because like you
Like,
and I
what if
had
you're
that
not here,
conversation in one of the other episodes. Like, I think that they made a good call by not making him comic accurate. So like
Mhm.
doing an episode where they do make him comic accurate, I think would be a good thing to do for the fans who are kind of like not
This is
100% with it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? You got anything else, or can we move on to the final thing?
I'm the only thing
I'm
I will
ready for this
say.
final thing.
'Cause this final thing, we're like at the top of the roller coaster, and then once we talk about this final thing,
Yeah, that's all.
we going
downhill
for a
from
ride.
there.
Because like this is
The
about
only
to be
thing
the
I
next
will
hour.
say for the only thing I will say for Marvel Zombies is are we gonna go for how the comic book did it? Because how the comic book did it was
Did you
really
watch?
well.
Did you watch
I watched.
the What If episode?
I did watch What If, but are they going to go off of What If, like what happened at the end with
I think
Thanos
they
still being?
might do the way that it was supposed to go. Because like I know that the Bucky scene with Captain America wasn't in the Marvel Zombies comic book run, so I think Marvel Zombies is literally going to be Marvel Zombies. I hope that they do it the way that it was done with like the virus and the whole shit. Anyways,
That's what I want to too, because like it's such a good storyline. Like, fucking love that storyline.
so
But
Spider-Man was sick in Marvel Zombies, but we're not talking about undead Peter Parker. We're talking about baby Peter Parker, fetus Peter Parker, Peter Parker before Captain America Civil War, because that's where this final animated series is taking place. It's literally just an origin story for Spider-Man, and we've seen it about 1 million times, but you already know we're all gonna watch the fuck out of this show.
Oh my God. I'm so excited, bro.
Because
I am here for
homies
all
cannot get
Spider-Man
enough
content.
of their favorite boy from Queens.
Spider-Man is easily like one of, if not the best Marvel superhero for me. Like, dude, Spider-Man's great. Like,
I mean, he's the most popular superhero, period. So, like,
yeah, like, it's just, dude, Spider-Man is like, if you hate Spider-Man, I can't trust you.
if you hate Spider-Man, you're really just the dude or the chick who hates on shit because it's popular. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but, like,
nah, they
it's
just a
like-
natural born hater, bro.
That's
like,
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, there's not a
You woke
single
up
thing
mad
that you can
hate.
genuinely dislike about Peter Parker. I'm sorry.
like I can accept like, oh, I don't like Andrew Garfield's or I don't like the Amazing Spider-Man movies, or oh, I don't like Tom Holland's Spider-Man movies, or oh, I don't like Sam Raimi. But to say you don't like Spider-Man at all, you're not trustworthy.
Exactly.
You're not.
You're not trustworthy. You don't like superhero movies in general.
There's
You
so
have
many
to.
great Spider-Man cartoons. There's so many great Spider-Man games. There's so many. I mean, let's be honest. I personally think all the Spider-Man movies are great.
games,
Like, it's,
dude, they're the reason why I wake up every day and ask myself, why don't I just buy a PS5? Like, those games alone, bro. Like, there's
Web
so
of
many
Shadows,
different
Shattered
mediums.
Dimensions.
There's so many. Shattered Dimensions was gas. There's so many different mediums with Spider-Man, and if you don't find yourself liking one of those kinds of Spider-Man, you're crazy. You're literally crazy.
Literally.
You just hating, bro. Like, there's no other way to say it. You just a natural born hater.
Now,
you woke up
do
mad.
you guys think Tom Holland will voice this one, or do you think they'll get someone else? Because it has not been confirmed that it's him, nor have they confirmed the voice actor for said series.
I'm assuming since he did the one in What If, his own voice in What If, I'm assuming he's gonna do this too.
Yeah, it would only make sense.
Like,
but if they don't,
Homeboy
I'm not gonna get mad.
cannot get enough of playing Peter Parker, so why would he pass up on yet another chance to play Peter Parker?
Well, I mean, to be fair, it's not 100% up to him. It's also up to if Sony, kind of allows him to do it.
Look, bro, all I'm saying is if Sony doesn't allow him, or Disney doesn't allow him, they're dropping a bag. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I mean,
they are. But it's not. I don't want to see it too much.
I am happy we are getting like an actual like origin story for him. Unfortunately, like a tweet I saw earlier said, good old Uncle Ben gonna have to take another one. Unfortunately,
Uncle Bell.
I was about to say, bro, you already know that we're probably gonna see Uncle Ben catch a body yet again.
Yeah.
R.I.P. the homie Uncle Ben. He's a real one.
For real, bro.
Yeah, but I mean, it's necessary. It's necessary.
He's like 50 Cent, but he didn't live.
He only took the one shot, man. He got clapped.
But, yeah, I can't wait to see what the animation's gonna look like, and just, man, I love Spider-Man.
Dude,
didn't we already get visuals for it? Or am I
don't
tripping?
think we did.
I don't think so.
I think we just got the logo and like the details on when it's like where it's taking place and all that. Yeah, bro. Literally, aside from that, like I was saying about the different mediums, if you play the Avengers game for whatever reason, and you have a PlayStation, Spider-Man's DLC dropped, I think, or at least there was a trailer.
Yeah,
I think it dropped. I'm pretty sure it dropped. I could be wrong, but
it did drop. Actually, I don't know if it dropped in the game, but I know it was.
Yeah, like the trailer dropped at least.
Yeah, the trailer did.
Who cares if it dropped? You can be Spider-Man at some point, whether it's now or sometime soon in the future. And if you have that game and you don't get Spider-Man, well, then you might as well sell the game because the game's useless. The only reason you would want it is to play Spider-Man. Let's be honest, Spider-Man's the best.
Anyways, going from the shit that no one cares about, let's get into the thing that literally everyone cares about, and I mean literally everybody, because like,
yes,
I watched the trailer 3 hours after it dropped, and there was already 3 million views on this fucking trailer, dude.
Brother, like, that trailer was juicy. It was
so good.
Bro. First of all, can we talk about that suit, that black suit?
That black suit with
Black
the
suit with
dude when he
the magic
activated
brother.
the Doctor
Oh my
Strange
God.
mystic shit, I was like,
Bruh.
oh
Bro,
boy.
I saw that
That
shit and
shit
I
was
was
fire.
screaming, bro.
Like
I
I
was
honestly really
screaming.
thought that they were just gonna show him dropping in it and like everybody being like, "There's the suit, there's the suit," but no,
Nah,
they
bro,
were
they showed
just
a
like,
little
"Let's go
bit
the
too
extra
much.
mile." They're like, "Let's not only show every single villain, let's not only show the comic accurate
Wait, did
Electro
we
that I'm
see?
about to
No,
bust
no.
a nut about. Let's like all of this shit is just ooh."
Bruh. Even the first, I knew this trailer was gonna be fire when I saw the first scene of him bloodied up, looking sad in the rain. I was like, nah, this trailer about to hit. I was like,
Bro,
this is gonna
I
be
have a
pretty
feeling
fire.
where it's gonna go, and I'm sad.
Why
Bro,
is it? Why is it that homie always ends up bloodied up, bro? Like he always
because
ends up
bro,
just.
he's just
That's like when
Spider-Man, bro. He's just
exactly.
your
That's
friendly
how
neighborhood
Spider-Man gonna
hero
be like that, bro.
He said, "I'm just
Spider-Man,
a
it was gonna be
friendly
blood.
neighborhood Spider-Man. I'm like
who's
Daredevil out
saving
in
the
these
world.
streets, bro. I just get bodied left and right."
Bruh, like the just like I want to talk about another thing. It seems like he somehow gets Ned and MJ back to either remember or he tells them again because they're all talking to
I
Doctor
think they
Strange
go
as if
with him. I'm pretty sure
um
they go with him.
I don't know, but either way, like I said, it seems like he at least gets them back in the kind of back in the loop of things.
Yeah.
Um but I don't know if him saying like, "Oh, I want these people to remember," like really affects it or not. The
No, he
spell.
did. That's what he
Um,
did.
but I think that'll be cool to see. I love how MJ kind of put Doctor Strange in his place and was like, like this is partially your fault, and I know some magic words too,
Look,
starting with
bro.
please. And he kind of has a grin when he like says please because he's like, it's like those moments where you're like, I freaking like this. Like I just like this person. Like it's like,
Dude,
it's like
when I tell you, I just love the fact that they're just making Doctor Strange peak asshole as he is. Cause like when he's just like, fix your shit, dude, I'm like, I love this man. I'm like, I love Doctor Strange. He's such a prick. But dude, that whole trailer was so good. Keep going with the breakdown, Brennan.
So let's see what else. The Electro and some of the other villains are in it. Like I know we got seen as or we were kind of like told that Lizard and Sandman were going to be in it, but this time we got like
Shown.
We
of
saw
Lizard and
Lizard
Sandman.
and Sandman.
And
Ooh, and Sandman
we
looking
got
clean.
bruh. We got visuals of Green Goblin, like full Green Goblin.
And he heard the voice too. I'm like,
ooh, boy. And then good old Doc Ock slid in there with his new tentacles. Ooh.
Those tentacles are wild because like there's
Hey,
some
did
scenes
you
you
notice
see them just
it
like
had Stark?
that's what I'm saying. Like some scenes you see them as just like the
Hey.
regular gray, and then others it's got like Stark tech, and it's just
They're thinking they might like he might have gotten like a hold of some of Stark's like nanotech or something.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking
insanity.
too.
I mean,
they're
that's the
also
only thing that
thinking-
makes sense, really, because like
They're also thinking that he might not be a full-on bad guy in this one due to the scenes that happen in the trailer. As we see Peter takes his mask off and he's like, "You're not Peter Parker," and then later on, they're talking to him and he's like, it almost seemed like those scenes where they're trying to like, can we really like? It's like he's like behind, not really behind a wall, but they're like, can we really trust this dude? And they're like, what's your name again? And he's like, Dr. Octavius. And they're like, they laugh at him. It's kind of like that scene of like that building trust and like kind of getting to understand each other.
See, I think that's more of like they all laugh because maybe in their world Otto Octavius is their teacher. So they're just like, no, you're not.
Yeah. And then now I do want to ask you guys something interesting. So we see the Green Goblin right on the bridge. However, later in the trailer, we see another flying goblin. However, this one doesn't exactly look like the Green Goblin. Do you think they change his suit up, or do you think?
I think it's Hobgoblin.
Or do you think he, because there's also a rumor that Ned might turn into Hobgoblin, or some people have been thinking that the Hobgoblin from the Amazing Spider-Man slides in.
I'm kind of hoping it's an alternate reality Ned who is
Hmm.
Hobgoblin. Just
Yeah.
because they've like Ned's been around for 3 movies now, and everybody knows, at least everybody who's read the comics knows that he ends up as a Hobgoblin. So,
Yeah,
and honestly, at this point, I don't see a reason why he would ever turn on Peter like that. So just
yeah,
grabbing a different Ned from a different reality who has a different relationship with Peter to where he ends up hating Peter makes more sense than the Ned that we all know and love becoming
yeah.
Hobgoblin.
Adrian, thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, I'm leaning more towards the Hobgoblin because I don't feel like we obviously still don't have a sixth villain, and it's only the five, unless it's going to be the Furious Five in the movie. So I highly doubt that's the
The
case.
Furious Five.
Not the Sinister Six, it's just the Furious Five.
You're right.
Like,
There is still one more slot.
yeah, so like Hobgoblin, I feel like it's a perfect slip in or a perfect spot or a perfect like person to be there.
Villain.
And yes, word. I just couldn't find it. I feel like he would be very amazing. And obviously, like Diego said, Ned, he's the real Hobgoblin in the comics. But as of right now, unless he gets into Green Goblet like shit and gets turned by the serum, some shit like that, I don't see him turning into Hobgoblin any reasonable way. And so like an alternate reality one feels like it should be perfect for the case, but at the same time, I still want to see it develop because like we only see the Ned as like, oh, the good, happy, comedic relief Ned, but not
Yeah,
never the evil Hobgoblin Ned that we all know from Marvel Comics. So I want
yeah.
to see
All
that.
right. Well, I'm gonna move into the next part. I just wanted to see what you guys thought about that. But and then of course we get the good old classic. I gotta dive headfirst towards the floor in order to save my girlfriend. Scene. You
The
know,
Amazing
MJ's
Spider-Man
falling.
reference.
Okay, so I
Amazing,
saw
dude.
this.
No, it's also in the Sam Raimi Spider Man because Gwen or Mary Jane falls in that one too. So
Oh,
Yeah,
I
but
forgot
it's
about
like the
that.
apparently,
classic Spider Man trope.
I saw on Twitter that apparently it happens on like the same island that Andrew Garfield's did. So there's a bunch of theories that Andrew Garfield is actually going to catch her, and I don't know.
Not killer by
Yeah, like
accident.
make sure that she doesn't die and being like, oh, I'm not making this mistake again, kind of thing.
That would be very interesting. However, I'm interested because you know, as I said, you start off the trailer with Spider Man very bloodied and sad looking and wet in the rain. However, you know, towards the end of the trailer, you do get him coming to the realization that okay, so let me not get ahead of myself. The trailer, you know, you do see him starting to fight Doctor Strange as he is talking to him because Doctor Strange tells him. Now, this is very, very, very interesting way they put it. Doctor Strange looks at him and says, "So now this answers some of the questions that we had beforehand." Because remember, we were like, "Oh, I wonder which, like, where they're gonna take Doctor Octopus and stuff from," because they all die. Like they all, Doctor Strange said, in their respected universes, they all die. Like
Mm-hmm.
that's their fate. They are to die due to fighting Spider-Man. And Peter is like, obviously being Peter, I'm not killing these people. Like I'm not killing anyone. That is not what I do. That is not what I'm here to do. That is not what I wanted out of, you know, the spell. That is not what I wanted out of this at all. I don't want to kill anyone. And he takes like some kind of box, you know, we don't know what the box is yet. Um, and he takes the box, and that's when they start fighting. And that's at least what they show in the trailer. That's what seems to lead to that. And he's telling Doctor Strange like, no, there must be another way. But fast forward, you know, more towards the end of the trailer, you do hear him utter the words. He's starting to realize that he can't end all this and fix everything and save everyone. Now, I do want to say, I don't know if this is what Adrian was alluding to earlier, but you do get this weird cut scene where it zooms into Happy, and Happy looks like worried or scared of something. And I think I read not a rumor, but like a theory that Happy might die soon. Like they might kind of get rid of Happy as a character. and they feel it would kind of make Tom Holland's Spider-Man realize that like I can't rely on people. It like kind of takes away Spider-Man's life support. You know, like at the end of the day, like if he wants Iron Man tech or he wants help from like quote unquote Iron Man, like Happy's there and Happy has access to all of Tony's like shit. You know, it happened in the second Spider-Man movie. He gets trapped in I forgot what country it was, like Sweden or Netherlands. It was the Netherlands. He gets trapped there, and Happy comes, picks him up in the jet, and he can make his new suit because all the technology is in the jet. Now you get rid of Happy, we kind of have to start reverting back to the OG Spider-Man way of like, hey, I got this suit, and I like this is what I got. I don't have, you know, I have. Of course, he'll probably keep the Iron Spider suit and all that, but he wouldn't have, you know, I can't just make a new suit to suit, you know, whatever enemy I have coming in. It's kind of like I'm gonna have to make do with what I have type of deal. I think that's a very interesting thing. I don't know if that's what you were alluding to earlier, Adrian, when you said you kind of had an idea about something. If you want to touch on that, if I'm wrong.
I remember us talking about it, but I generally don't remember what I was gonna like allude to. That's like my thing. Like I genuinely forgot about it.
All right, well, continue. Well, if you think about it, cut in. But you know, as Diego said, we did get view of all of the enemies, and they're all looking good. Like you said, Sandman looking clean. Electro, I gotta say, Electro's looking mighty fine in this one. You know,
dude,
I love how his mask is like made out of electricity, and when he uses his electricity, it gets brighter almost. Like it's like it goes away, and then when he uses an attack or like his powers, it goes back on or something. Like,
dude,
I thought that was cool.
I just love how it's like I pulled up a picture of him, and it's literally like a tactical version of his comic accurate suit. And like I was saying when we first started talking about it, like just seeing his mask as his actual mask in the comics, like it's just it's so satisfying.
It's cool because they took his classic, like, you know, the gaudy comic book suit, and they gave it to him, but instead of making the parts that were solid that just had like electricity decal, they made it actual electricity. I think that
was an amazing good thing. That was an amazing thing on their part for the design of Electro.
So now we're gonna move into, in my opinion, the juiciest part of the trailer. I don't know if I'm getting ahead of myself. Y'all can cut me off, but I think we all know what I'm talking about, and I think we've all seen the clip on Twitter of they go into the final, what I'm assuming is the final fight of the movie. And you know, you see Peter Parker, you know, Tom Holland Peter Parker jumping at all the villains, Sandman, Lizard, Green Goblin, Electro, all of them. But if you look at Lizard, homie's neck breaks. There's nothing there. There is nothing there.
Snaps. He said,
you already know that there's some Marvel editing magic, bro. But like
now, all we're saying is Adrian posted this earlier. Either they edited out a Spider-Man whacking his ass, or homie saw the fattest ass of 2021. Because homie's neck broke like no tomorrow.
He said, hold up, ass, where?
Bruh. And now I'm going to revolve that back into what Doctor Strange tells Peter. All those villains died to fighting Spider-Man. Now, why would you bring the villains over if you're not going to bring over the Spider-Man? And then
they also did say something at the end of Doctor Strange, like, there's people coming, something's coming still.
Yes.
So,
no, he said, I can't stop them all.
Yeah.
That's what he said. I can't stop them all. And it's like, now you would assume that's talking about the villains. But I mean, it's Marvel, and they didn't justify
entire Spider-Verse, bro. Like,
yeah,
I'm not talking just Peter Parker. I'm talking Miles, Silk, Spider-Woman,
Ben Riley.
What is it? Spider-Gwen, Ben Riley,
Ben Riley,
2099,
2099 Noir. Like we could keep going, bro. But like,
But and then I just want to throw out some leaks that I saw. Now we don't know if these are 100% accurate, but there was a shot of Andrew, Toby, and Tom all in their respected Spider-Man outfit, in front of a blue screen, I believe it was.
Yeah.
Now again, we don't know if that's true. The second image that was floating around with that image was Happy, I believe it was Aunt May, and Peter sitting at a table with Matthew Murdock, aka Daredevil, which that has been a big rumor going around that he was going to be in this movie as well. But, obviously they're shutting it down and,
As they do. They shut it down and then it ends up happening. We
and
know.
then it ends up
We
happening.
know.
So that's another leak
You
that may
can't
or may
hide
not
it.
go down. The only other thing I want to touch on is it's funny because I saw this video the other day and it was like old Cumberbatch thought he was slick, and he's in a interview with is it Jimmy? I think it might have been. It was either Jimmy Fallon or Jimmy Kimmel, I think.
I think it's Jimmy Kimmel.
Yeah, I think it is Jimmy Kimmel, and Jimmy Kimmel asked him, "Have you seen Andrew Garfield lately?" And I'm sitting here, I'm like, "Oh, this slick, like that's such a smart question."
That is such a smart question.
If you catch someone off guard on that, they're gonna accidentally answer it the truth. And now, of course, Benedict Cumberbatch.
He don't play, bro. He is very good at not.
There is a reason they set him up with Tom Holland in Tom Holland's early Marvel days.
Yeah.
Tom Holland was known for leaking stuff like an idiot. But Benedict Cumberbatch was like
the mad lad himself is a god and not saying a goddamn word.
So of course they're gonna pair him with him, but he says something and then he's like, "Oh, I think I saw him in a Zoom call the other day." However, if you guys didn't know, the reason Spider-Man's trailer dropped yesterday, at the time it did, so it came out at 8:30 for Pacific Standard Time, right? Or is it Eastern?
I don't know. It's Eastern.
So, whatever.
It came up
for us. We live in the U.S. It came out at 8:30.
Listen, we're Eastern now. California is the other Pacific, whatever the hell. In LA, the trailer came out at 5:30. So for us in our time zone, it came out at 8:30. The reason it came out at 5:30 is because there was a Spider-Man event being held in LA. Now, who happened to be at LA at the same time? Benedict Cumberbatch and Andrew Garfield. So a Spider-Man event's going down in LA, and all of a sudden those people are in LA. You know what I mean?
Interesting.
Interesting.
Exactly. Interesting. And then also it's funny because I saw another video and a reporter. And now keep in mind, I don't know how real this video is. This could have been audio laid over a different video, but it showed and press catch Andrew Garfield, and you hear the dude holding the camera he's kind of in the back. So Andrew obviously could have been answering a different question, but he goes, "Can we see you, Tom, and Toby in the new Spider-Man movie?" And Andrew Garfield kind of does this slick little smile and kind of nods his head yeah. But again, we can't confirm that he's answering the reporter's question because there was a bunch of them. So who knows if there was another question that we didn't really hear. But I mean, it's
editing magic,
Yeah. But I mean, between other stuff, let's be honest. Everything's leading up to them being in the movie. The lizard thing is literally, even if it's not Spider-Man that hit him, what hit him? What did you edit out of the movie?
Got hit by air.
Hit him. Yeah, everyone has seen the trailer, and there's no way you haven't seen it going around on Twitter or even Instagram. Homie got whacked by something, and it's not a piece of debris.
Yeah.
So it's
Sandman
another character.
accidentally hit him with sand in his eye.
Now, who they're hiding?
Sand went up his booty hole. He's like, "Excuse me."
Now we can't say it's Spider-Man 100%, but who else are they going to be hiding? It just doesn't make sense. So
I mean, because Daredevil, he's the only other superhero that could be in the movie, and that just doesn't make sense.
No, there's no way they got Daredevil up there whacking.
Bro, Daredevil going against Sandman or Electro?
No, bro.
No, that would be.
That's what I'm saying though. Is that he's the only really superhero that we know for a fact could possibly be in the movie. So it just doesn't make sense. And we're already aware that Doctor Strange is in the movie, so if Doctor Strange is in that scene, why
Why
would
would
you edit
they
him
edit
out?
him out? Now they could do it because it's Marvel. They could do it just to troll us, and it's literally some random thing. However, I do want to bring something to y'all's attention that so my assistant manager is a massive Spider-Man fan, loves Spider-Man, right? Um, Now he told me that there is rumored plans, right? So again, everyone listening, take this with a grain of salt. We don't know how true this is. Now, I really, 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 really hope it's true because it'd be sick. So everyone knows that Spider-Man, Tom Holland, is owned by Sony, but Marvel owns a part of him, right? So like
Hmm.
it's like Sony doesn't own complete rights to Tom Holland's Spider-Man, but they own the complete rights to Spider-Man, hence the PlayStation game, hence Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, and stuff like that, which is also why earlier I was saying, Sony might not let Tom voice the animated if they're not going to get compensated for it because they do own the rights. Um, so now the interesting thing is my assistant manager told me there's rumored that there may be plans that if this Spider-Man hits the $1 billion mark like they want it to, that it could open up the doors to Sony. Now, keep in mind, only Sony possibly giving Tobey Maguire a Spider-Man 4 and or possibly giving Andrew Garfield an Amazing Spider-Man 3 because since like the multiverse thing opened up, it would be the perfect kind of trope to get that started again, if that's what they wanted to do. And everyone knows that everyone wanted Spider-Man 4. Now, Amazing Spider-Man wasn't as big, but there are the people who do want to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3. Personally, I'd love to see an Amazing Spider-Man 3. I thought those movies were actually better than what most people give them credit for. Um, so I'd love to see it. I think it'd be an awesome plan for Sony to kind of kickstart up some Spider-Man content without completely redoing it again if they want to continue. Because I mean, they could tie in Tom Holland and Venom all over the place, and they could tie in Mobius to Venom and tie in Mobius to MC. They could do all that, yes, or they could do Venom and Tom, yeah, but then maybe Venom gets kicked to a different verse, and maybe it's the Amazing Spider-Man. Maybe now he's fighting Andrew, or maybe they kick out the shitty Venom they did in Spider-Man 3, and they boot in Tom Hardy's Venom, and now he's fighting Toby. I think that'd be a very interesting thing for them to do. I'd love to see it just to give like proper closure. Like I think Sam Raimi deserves to do one more Spider-Man movie without the executive producers, telling him no, you need to add this or no, you need to take this out. Let him make the movie that he wanted to make to end off the trilogy. And I think Andrew Garfield definitely deserves the ending of his trilogy, or at least the third movie to his, because you can say what you want about his Peter Parker and it being a little more, uh, what's the word, like hip, but his Spider-Man was amazing. I don't care what anyone says, no pun intended.
Hence
Like
it.
his
Yeah, there it is, bro. The Amazing
his
The
Spider-Man.
Amazing
no
Spider-Man.
no pun intended, but like him in the Spider-Man suit acting as Spider-Man was just like it was great in my opinion. It was just like super charismatic, super witty, and just amazing. Oh, that actually brings me to a another little like Easter egg leak, not leak because Marvel released it themselves. So you guys remember way, 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 way back when they released the title of Spider-Man: No Way Home, and they did it on the whiteboard and like Tom Holland. So now, if you look to the bottom left corner, it it shows like a multiverse type thing, and then to an arrow that's pointing to it, the words "There's no place like home" are written under it. Now, I don't know if you guys remember this, but in the Amazing Spider-Man 2, when they kind of showed the Rhino, Andrew Garfield is talking to him through an air horn, and then he takes the air horn away from his mouth and kind of like throws it behind him and utters the famous words, "There's no place like home." And I was like, oh, could that like because like who's gonna remember that? Like who remember? I didn't remember that scene was in the Amazing Spider-Man. It's been so long. It's the very end of the movie. It's kind of like, it almost seems like a useless, like, oh haha, like it's his ending witty like line, you know.
Yeah.
But then you start thinking, you know, it's Marvel, it's Sony. They're not going to do something by accident. They're not accidentally putting something, or it's not a coincidence. We've learned that Marvel. There's no coincidences in Marvel. Everything has a meaning. Why
There's
would they
only
like?
one coincidence in Marvel, and that's Evan Peters. But
Yeah, but like, you know what I mean? Like, that's, you know, they didn't do that by accident. They didn't accidentally write "There's no place like home," and that's of course the last lines you hear of Andrew Garfield playing Spider-Man. Like that, come on, you know. And there's plenty of other stuff on the board that kind of like hinted at it. I don't remember exactly what else, because I do remember when that released, it was like a huge deal. It was like everyone was freaking picking everything apart. And I just saw that recently, and I was like, dude, that's sick. Like, it's just like there's so like, I'm gonna be honest. If they don't have all three Spider-Man in this movie, they're dropping a ball. They're
oh, for real.
like it's just, you're gonna disappoint so
A
many
fat
fans.
one.
Well, now I'm not gonna say that if they're all three, the movie's gonna be garbage, because obviously, like, dude, the movie's not gonna be garbage. Like, honestly, I could see it without all three Spider-Man coming in, and I'd be perfectly happy. Like, it looks like a sick movie, but to throw in all three Spider-Man would just like, it would just bring it over the top. It would make it, in my opinion, I think this is gonna lead up to being one of Marvel's biggest grossing movies. Like, I think it's gonna be up there.
If it's not as big as Infinity War, I would honestly be surprised.
Yeah, like
this is the first. Not like, fuck all the hype, like about like the three Spider-Man, all this. This is the first Sinister Six, so of course you already know that every single fucking comic book fan or anybody who knows of the Sinister Six is gonna show up regardless.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I mean, this is like, we're talking about like Avenger numbers, that because let's think about this. This is Spider-Man's version of Avengers.
His version of Endgame.
And again, like Diego said earlier, Spider-Man is the biggest superhero in the world. You will not, there is no other superhero that is
as popular
like,
as him by
they're not touching him.
Yeah, like obviously there's Batman and Superman, but like they're
Spider-Man's a different level.
Yeah, like,
yeah, Batman's
like,
more. Spider-Man's more
children come out of the womb loving Spider-Man.
They come out with their hands going. Tss, tss.
Yeah, like
their parents showing Spider-Man. They said, "Yup, favorite already." Love him.
Yup, and so,
despite
like,
having arachnophobia.
Now,
literally me, bro. I'm terrified of spiders, but I love Homie.
Yeah. Now, going back to what I was saying earlier about the possibilities of Spider-Man 4 and like the amazing, this movie's hitting $1 billion.
Oh,
this movie, like, there's no doubt.
If it doesn't,
it's hitting $1 billion. This movie,
not
bro,
even like,
even the people who are scared of COVID are gonna go to the theaters to see this movie, because if you watch this at home in your own home and you don't have like a home theater, I'm sorry, but you're doing it wrong. You have to go to the theaters to see this movie.
Just the fact that the first trailer for No Way Home blew in Endgame out of the water, Infinity War out of the water.
Dude, like you said, this trailer
I'm gonna
had
be
3 million
honest.
views in 3 hours.
I'm gonna be honest. This might be the biggest movie. Period.
Yeah, like,
just based off of the trailer numbers. It really might be. Just based off of the trailer numbers, this might just be the biggest movie ever.
This is the first time you're bringing together 3 fan bases, because whether anyone wants to admit it or not, you're bringing the Sam Raimi fans back because you already have so many Sam Raimi characters in it. You're bringing back the Amazing Spider-Man fans because you already have the Lizard and
Electro.
Who else and Electro coming from him, and the good versions, you know, like aka the good Electro, not the blue one. Mm-hmm. Not that the blue
still
one was
not a
bad,
fan of Lizard,
like,
but you know, it's whatever.
Yeah, he's an extra villain. Okay. But then to throw in that you might be able to see, you know, all the nostalgic fans, you might be able to see Toby in the Spider-Man suit at least one more time, or to be like, I'd love to see Andrew Garfield in 100 times. You're bringing in Doctor Strange fans because he's in the movie and he plays a pretty decently big part in it.
Exactly, and then you have all of the regular MCU fans, which is literally everybody else in the world. So like,
yeah, which they just want to go see the movie because they're like, oh, this is gonna be sick. So I mean, you have like 4 or 5 different fan bases that are wanting to see this movie. Dude, you're hitting the billion, which means if those rumored plans are true, dude, we got
Not
Spider-Man
to
content for
mention,
days.
bro, Thursday
Bro,
night,
Spider-Man fans are
Thursday
gonna be
night when it comes
eating.
out, let one person say, just tweet out that there's all 3 of
I'm
them in
not
there.
going on. So I'm not going on. I'm not going
No, but
on social media
I'm
until
saying
after I
like
see this
let
movie.
one
No, I'm
person on
afraid.
either Thursday night or Friday say that there's all 3 Spider-Man in there. Everybody's going to see it instantly. Instantly. Nope.
Bro, I'm afraid to go on Twitter because UK get it fucking 2 days beforehand.
Are you
Yeah, they get on the
I'm
14th.
I'm
they get them on the
purging my
15th.
phone from all notifications.
I don't think I'm gonna
Yeah,
touch
I'm not
Twitter
getting
or
on social
Instagram
media.
for a fat minute, man.
I'm not
I'll
getting
be
on
honest.
social media. I refuse. I refuse to let any part
I
of this
barely
movie
go
get
on
spoiled
social
for me.
media as it is, but like, yeah, I'm not.
No, I will play with my action figures if I need entertainment. You think I'm
Nah,
joking?
fuck that. We're
I'm
playing
binging
Halo
anime
Infinite.
videos
Don't
until
even.
I
Oh,
can
you're right.
actually
You're right. You're
watch
right. What
this,
am I
man.
saying? Yeah, we playing Halo. You know what? No, I'm playing with action figures too.
Shut
What if
the
y'all?
fuck up.
Yeah,
He said, I'm
bruh,
gonna get my little Spider-Man pop. I'm gonna go.
bruh. I will go and buy the Marvel Legends Spider-Man action figure, bitch.
He said, "I'll do it. Don't test me.
Don't test me, bro.
Don't play with me. I refuse to let this movie get spoiled for me. I refuse. I will be pissed if I see any information. Now, keep in mind, I plan on seeing it like ASAP.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly,
But
I kind of want to go see it opening night. Cause
I do
I
like,
too,
do too,
low-key.
but I don't know if work is gonna let me.
bro, just get no sleep. It's fine.
Just getting
I
no
mean,
sleep,
you're
bro.
right, but like, no, if I work late that night, then I probably won't be able to catch the latest movie time.
The latest movie time is like midnight or 1 in the morning. Like
Yeah,
No, they
Thursday
stopped
nights
doing
is
that.
brazy. Is brazy.
They
No, they
stopped doing
stopped
it.
doing that.
They
They
stopped.
don't. They haven't done midnight releases in a long time. Have you not noticed that all of the movies now, if you go and look, the latest time that they're open to is like 9?
Are you serious?
I thought
All
they
right,
were
then,
open to
then
10.
Have you-
fucking
Have you
Friday
not noticed that?
at 7.
No, yeah,
Friday at
Adrian,
7 in the
they're
morning. We're going.
Adrian. Yeah, they're open till 10, but they're not showing movies till 10. They're open as in like the last movies are finishing up around like 10, 11. But they don't. They haven't done midnight movie releases. I think since Batman when the theater got like shot up.
No,
At
they
the
used to
Batman
do
release?
No,
after.
they used to do because I remember I went to go see Guardians 2 at midnight.
Oh, well,
yeah,
either
I'm
way,
pretty sure we all went to see a movie like at that late of time. It's mostly after COVID, I think.
Yeah, it's
They
because of
stopped doing
COVID, if anything.
no, they stopped before that. I don't remember the
Regardless,
reason,
bro.
but they did stop it. Now, I'm not saying they can't bring it back. They might. I don't know. I noticed that lately the latest I think I've seen a movie is like 9:30. Like it starts at 9:30 and then it'll probably end around like 11 to midnight. But yeah, so I don't know. You guys have any other thoughts or anything about what I said that you want to, put your thoughts onto?
I
you
think
can go
that's
I
first.
covered a
really
lot,
it.
so
I think you covered like everything that I wanted to
You
talk
did
about.
cover a lot. I just have one question, mostly.
yo,
It's mostly it's not really like the technicality of what's going to happen behind scenes. It's mostly like in story. So it is stated that all the villains that go against Spider-Man die, right? And
in their
a lot of
respective
them,
universes.
yes, and a lot of them do. But I'm gonna be honest, unless I'm tripping, I don't remember Sandman dying.
He
I
died.
just remember,
Or no, he did
Sandman, I
die.
think, is the only one that lived.
yeah. So like,
I'm
Unless
assuming.
no, the lizard lived too, right?
I don't remember. I don't remember
I didn't
the
watch
lizard.
the first Amazing Spider-Man. I'm gonna be honest.
I did watch it, but I just don't remember since again it's been
I feel like
forever.
I remember seeing him. Oh no, he did die because at the building he saved. He got injected and like he didn't have powers anymore, and he saved. He saved
Gwen? Did he
Gwen's
say Gwen
dad.
or?
No, he saved Gwen's dad from falling, but he saved him with the arm that he lost. So when like when the lizard skin went away,
Oh, he
the
just
arm went
fell.
away. So then he dropped Gwen's dad, and Gwen's dad passed away. Remember? And then that's why.
Forgot.
No, Gwen dies from the Hobgoblin in the second movie.
No, I thought the lizard was Gwen dad. That's what I used to think. for some reason.
No, Gwen's
No.
dad was the police officer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You're
you're
tripping.
right. Yeah,
tripping.
you're all right. It's been a
So,
while. Like I said, I forgot. I don't think I've watched it a second time like the other movies I've seen. But
but I think Lizard died, or he at least lost his powers. So technically, the Lizard died, but the person who is the Lizard might have not.
we're just gonna
I
go with the
believe,
lizard did die, but the
yeah,
only
I
person that
believe
lived was
though
Sandman.
Sandman, yeah,
He just kind
which
of drifted away.
yeah, which
So
I'm
like,
interested to see, because then that means they would pull him out of the movie or out of his universe before he became like a good guy. Because in the end of Spider-Man 3, he kind of became a good guy again
I'm
too.
assuming
yeah,
because I don't think it's been confirmed that the actor who played Sandman is returning. So I'm assuming it's probably just going to be some abstract universe that Sandman
Oh,
got pulled out of.
okay,
if that's the
so it
case,
could
then
be.
I'll accept it. And I was just in the same Raimi universe. He just said, "Damn, all right, battle ended. All right, I'm gonna head out. I'll see y'all in a bit."
Doses. Hey, he was the peace out fading meme before it was a thing.
He was. He really was.
Damn. But yeah, no, that's a good point. I didn't think about that, but yeah, if
That's
the
like one thing
actor's
that
not
caught me off guard.
returning, then it would make sense if maybe they just pull it from another universe and maybe he did die in that universe.
Mm-hmm.
But
I just want to see how they all like get pulled out because I don't want them like just to appear out of nowhere like from the portal. Like obviously we're gonna see him like go into the portal, but like I want to see where they were
I
before
think
they
it'll
like.
be two at a time.
Does it be 2 at a time?
I think it'll be, because in the trailer you see Hobgoblin, or not Green Goblin and Octopus kind of show up at the same time on the
Yeah.
bridge. And then uh they announced Lizard and Sandman at the same time. The only odd one out is Electro, which in this trailer is the first time you see Electro. And then we also see that Goblin that may or may not be Hobgoblin or a different version of Green Goblin.
Yeah, I just mostly just want to see how they come back. If it is 2 at a time, I'm not gonna complain about it. I was just mostly just like I would prefer to see like where they were at the time of the portal showing up, and then they just like randomly walk in. Like they say, "Oh shit, a portal."
What
But
if?
say, "I wonder where this goes." Oh shit, I get sucked up.
What
And then
if?
it's like,
Well,
What if the sixth villain is Venom, and that's why they're hiding it, because not everybody's seen Venom 2 at this point.
yeah.
Because
I
like
haven't
mean,
it's
seen
kind
Venom
it's kind of
two
like
either,
with
and I
it's
need
kind of
to.
like with Infinity War. You know how like they edited Thor's eye in because not everybody saw Ragnarok at that point. So
True.
like I'm not saying this to debunk the Spider-Man, all three Spider-Mans or Spider-Man hitting Lizard in the back, but like what if it's Venom that Lizard like snapped his neck to look at or something?
Dude, listen, that was a joke. Homie got whacked. That
Nah,
the
he
way he
got
turned his
punched.
head,
I I
he got
only
hit.
watched his well, that's what I'm saying though, is that like cuz like Venom isn't a bad guy. So like I'm thinking maybe that's how he beats the Sinister Six, is by making not only Doc Ock a good guy, but also like talking to Venom, and Venom just being like, I like this kid, and then and Tom Hardy's just like, all right.
I feel like it'd be better if just Doc Ock and Sandman just come to their senses. Like, damn, I'm not really this evil person. I was just
I don't.
that.
I don't see Venom helping Spider-Man yet. I don't think they'd do it that fast.
Neither do I, but I'm just theorizing. I'm just
You're right. It's like the devil's advocate, kind of playing devil's advocate.
yeah,
But
I'm doing it for
I
once when
think,
it's normally you.
yeah. I mean, it's plausible. Like, it's not something that's like impossible. But I just
Because,
Venom
like,
and
thinking
and
about it, having
Spider-Man's.
two versions of Goblin in the Sinister Six kind of feels kind of whack, low key.
Yeah, but the actor for the original Green Goblin getting kind of old. So it's like if they want to continue like the Goblin character, maybe it's again they introduce the old one, but he kind of helps the younger one kind of find his footing and how to be like a goblin.
I don't think they'll do that, to be honest, man, because that kind of. I'm not gonna lie, like, I personally wouldn't mind, but that feels kind of cheap.
It does,
Like a
but
cop out.
I
Like,
just
this is the
that
Sinister Six
goblin
light kind of shit.
that second that second goblin definitely did not look like the
No,
OG
agreed.
goblin.
What I'm thinking is maybe Willem Dafoe's Goblin is just there for the one scene on the bridge, and then he just gets subbed out.
I don't see that happening. I don't know, but
As I
you
said,
know,
I just think having two goblins on the same
well,
Sinister Six team is
let's
kind of
think
a
about
cop out.
this too. Let's think about this too. Scorpion and Vulture are both confirmed to be inside of Tom Holland's respected universe already. So one of those could bust out of jail and also
I
join
I
Sinister
don't
Six,
see
quote unquote.
Vulture. I don't see Vulture doing it, but definitely Scorpion. I think having this movie be the debut of Scorpion would be great.
That would be sick. That's just a possibility. You know, who knows? But I feel like it's too deep already, and they got the hype around three Spider-Men become like being in the movie too, like they're too deep into it for it not to happen. Because, like, you know, there's the rumors that are like it's a possibility, but it's not that big of a Like, it's not a big rumor, so
Like
it's
it's
like it may or may
everybody's
not
head
happen.
canon at this point that they will be in the movie.
Yeah, like it's already like it's like the rumors that get to this extent are the ones that like they're true in some way. Now, it could be true in the sense of like they're in the movie, but they're not as big of a role as we think. Like Toby could get whacked in the first 5 minutes that he's in the movie.
Yeah.
Andrew could get whacked in the first 5 minutes that he's in the movie. We don't know, but they're in the movie, so they like fans can't be mad because it's like, oh well, you guys, we never said they were in the movie, and you guys, yes, you guys found out, but we also never said how long they were in the movie.
Yeah.
You know, so it's also like the realization of like, is it highly likely that we're going to see all three Spider-Men? Yes. Now, is it likely that there's a chance that it could only be for maybe 10, 15 minutes? Yes. Is it likely that we see all three, one of them gets whacked, and it's just two of them? Yes. You know, to be honest, I could see them killing off Toby's like like
Just straight up.
fast since he's the oldest one and give Andrew and Tom a little more time to shine. Because they could be scared that Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man is going to steal the spotlight. Because like Tobey Maguire is beloved by everyone. So it's, now I personally, I hope that doesn't happen. I'm going to stick with I hope that Toby is more of the how to guide life with it. Because think Toby is the one who probably had the least amount of people know that he was Spider-Man. So I think it would be good for him to teach Tom how to keep it separate and how to kind of stay sane while keeping it separate. And then I think Andrew Garfield's was the best in combat. Like I think he was the best fighter.
Yeah.
So I think it'd be cool for Andrew to kind of teach him like without using a bunch of technology and stuff in his suits how to fight and like be Spider-Man on his own. Again, I think that's still not even something that's plausible or that's gonna happen. But I just know that it's gonna like these Spider-Man are definitely gonna be a mentor type deal if they're in it. It just Tom has too much to learn and not enough people to learn it from. He got thrown into a very big role very early because even when Tony picked him up, he was still a very new Spider-Man, like extremely new.
Mm-hmm.
So and then he immediately was essentially thrown in to the Avengers, and he was offered to be in the Avengers after the events of Civil War. So he was already kind of set in a very high standard, yet he hadn't even figured out how to think. He went 1.5 movies before MJ found out he was Spider-Man. That's not a lot of time. And not a lot
No.
of time passed in those movies either. Because, like, for example, in And like Tobey Maguire's, like quite a bit of time passed before he actually like let her find out that he was Spider-Man. I'm pretty sure. Now Andrew, he kind of dropped the ball too. He fucking spilled the secret pretty quick to Gwen. But
And guess what happened to her?
Hey, she got she done got boy. Harry said, "Oh, you love Gwen, huh? She 90 more."
He said, "Don't love it, bitch. I promise you, you ain't gonna like it."
But this trailer definitely, like, I'm gonna be honest, bro. I was already like mad hyped because again, I love Spider-Man. This trailer amplified that so much, bro. I'm getting very impatient. I'm not gonna cap. The only thing holding me over is SAO. I have to see that. I have to see SAO before I see Spider-Man.
See, I wish the only thing that was holding me over was the Jujutsu Kaisen movie, but that's coming after.
Yeah, I was
Hey,
gonna
that's
say.
The Spider-Man movie is gonna have to hold me over till then.
Hey. Wow, it's the
Bruh.
opposite effect.
Yeah, for real.
It's pain.
Oh, man. Oh,
Pain,
so much
pain for us.
Spider-Man. I want it
All
all.
right, pretty sure is that it for everyone? I think we touch on all the topics that we could touch on, right?
I believe so.
Not to rush this along, but like I'm fiending for a drink, bro. Low key.
You're feeling for what?
For some alcohol.
All right, bro.
Alcoholic.
All right,
For real. But
I don't
You
even have
want
alcohol.
you want me to take this away, or you got this one, Diego?
you got, like I said last week, bro. This is your job from now on. Because you're better at
Shit,
it than
y'all. Shit, y'all. You hear that? Come in. As always, y'all, that is going to wrap up the episode. This was quite a long one today, but I think we covered a lot of juicy topics, especially that Spider-Man button. That was chef's kiss right there. But as always, check out the links in the description. We will be linking Diego's channel, main channel, Raph. Now, we may also be linking in Raph 9.0, which is his gaming channel, which he will be having Halo Infinite
So
content on.
actually, I finally did an all my links thing. It'll be just one click of the button. Whatever the hell you see that interests you, smack that. Subscribe to it. Follow it.
Okay, we stepping up in the world. Yes, sir.
For real.
As always, we have Adrian's stream that just started.
Yup.
Yes, sir. Y'all make sure to give that shit a follow. I only have 10 followers at the moment. No, it's not a lot, but
it's more than me. What the fuck?
Hey,
really?
Yeah, my Twitch is ass, bro.
No, hold on. We'll do a small goal, right? We'll do 20.
20?
Yeah, 20.
We want 10.
He has
another
10.
10.
He has 10.
Yeah.
10? No, he wants 10 more.
Yeah,
he wants 10 more. I'm saying he wants 10 more.
Hey, if we could get me 100 more, 200 more, 300 more.
Hey, I can get that too.
Whoa. Hey. Let's get that on Diego's YouTube first. Let's get Diego to 500 to 600 subs. He's almost at 5. He's at 470 something.
I need 23 more subs.
23 more to hit 500. Let's get him those 23 more subs.
Yes, sir. Like them, the homeboys be grinding.
Let's get Adrian. He has a small goal of he wants to hit 20, but I say let's get him to 50. He deserves it. He'll be doing his second stream soon. We're gonna be streaming some more Halo.
Sir.
Yes, sir.
I would say I'll stream by the time this video's up, but I highly doubt I'll be doing that. I'll either be at work or
it'll be out on Friday, so like it's a possibility.
He'll be working. How about that night, Friday night, tonight? So
actually,
if you're listening on the night that it comes out tonight.
Yeah. Okay. So
tonight at 9. Tonight at 9. So he has time to get home from work and settle down.
That's 9 p.m. EST. You know.
Yes.
Yeah. On that stream, we'll probably either be playing Battlefield since I have the beta and I can actually play it now, or I'll be playing.
It's not the beta. It's just the release.
Oh really?
Yeah, it's out. Like Friday.
For some reason. Oh, it's true.
Yeah.
I'll be playing the real game then. Fuck.
So give him a follow. I have a Funko Pop account. Now, I'm not going to lie. I'm actually mad proud. This account been popping off. I'm at 151 or 150 something followers. I accept all followers, and I love pops. I got a new Spider-Man pop coming in the mail soon. I've already shared a couple good ones. My Star Wars ones seem to really popping off. Shout out to all my Star Wars followers. Shout out Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's lit. But I'm gonna be posting a lot more. I haven't even posted some of my best ones yet. Shout out
Really,
Poppy
you
Funk.
posted a lot of
He's your
fire
boy.
ones.
Yeah, dude. Nah, you haven't even seen the Black Lights. You haven't seen some of the other ones, bro. I got to chase Frodo Baggins, bro. Shout out to all my Lord of the Rings fans if you're listening. Um, yeah. That's the only link I have right now. You know, future endeavors, whatever comes. But I hope you guys enjoyed listening. If you've gotten this far and you've listened to the whole thing, bro, shout out to you, first of all, because that's crazy. That's insane. Shout out to all our fans overseas. Our last episode went crazy. Last time Diego updated me, we had like 20 downloads on Apple Music / Spotify, which to me, it's just like, I'm going to be honest. I don't know how y'all feel about that. Diego, you probably are a little more used to this, but to me, it's insane to know that like people actually like, especially on like Spotify and Apple Music, like there's not really like we don't like
We don't
market
know
on there. There's
people, but
nothing
like
for
there's
us
a
to
lot of
yeah,
people who like do that.
like and it's just like we don't market like we push our YouTube. Like of course I mention that it's in but I mostly push like oh like it's on YouTube. Like go, listen to it. Of course I do market it, but I'll be honest, we only have like 30 followers on this account's Instagram. I'm
And we
struggling to
don't even
grow,
have that
so
much on the
follow it.
YouTube, but like since
Yeah.
but
And
like just seeing downloads all over the earth, I'm not gonna lie, like even when I see it in my analytics page on my YouTube, I still am like it's not to
it's
flex.
surreal.
It's a lot more than on the podcast, but it's still like damn, there's people who
And,
actually watch my shit.
yeah, and it's kind of surreal, like knowing that like, dude, we're three friends that just decided like let's start a podcast and we talk about anime and Marvel and like all the stuff that like it's our interest, and it's crazy to think that like 20 people is not a lot, but to think that like a majority, I'm gonna be honest, a majority of our friends in real life, like if they're gonna support us, it's probably through the YouTube. So you guys listening on Spotify and Apple Music, I don't know how many of y'all actually know us like for real, but like I'm assuming a majority of the downloads that we've gotten are from people who don't know us and
Well,
who are just listening.
and we're 5 episodes in, and we're coming up on 100 downloads. So like,
Yeah,
just shout
that's
out
averaging
to
I
almost
all
feel
the
like for
listeners.
such a small crew of us, so like just starting as a podcast, I feel like that's pretty good too. Like
Yeah, it's like
you
20
don't really
sounds
have
like
much of a
not a
following
lot.
either beforehand.
Yeah, like 20 doesn't sound like a lot, but it is in the sense of like these aren't 20 people who are our friends who are listening to us. It's 20 people who we probably have no idea like who you are, but we appreciate the fuck out of you for
Well, because like
downloading and at least
we
listening to
have
part of it.
people all across. Like I was looking heavily into the analytics. Like there's like people in Germany, people in Britain, people in Philippines, people in
Which
India.
that's sick.
Like
That's super cool. It's so real. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we aren't even talking big numbers yet, and it's cool to know that our content reaches people in other places that we would never expect to even like get a listen from.
Exactly.
So shout out to you. We appreciate you. If you guys listen and you're hearing this, please, if you have an Instagram, make an Instagram post. Our Instagram, let me double check the at. I don't know if it's the Comic Podcast or just Weebly Comic Podcast, but tag us in a post and say that you're listening. It is Weebly Comic Podcast. So go on Instagram, take
I
a
mean, all the
screenshot of
links.
you listening.
Look, just
It's not, but
just
I'm
scroll
saying on
into the
Spotify.
description. Scroll in the description. All my links for the podcast. It's in there. Don't listen to this dumbass. Yeah,
Is it on Spotify and Apple Music though?
Yeah.
Like, can they access it from there?
Yeah, all they have to do is just scroll down.
Okay, so then yeah, go on the
click the
links.
button.
You can give us a follow on Instagram and screenshot and like post it and tag us so we can see. And I think that'd be cool. I'd love to like connect with those people who are genuinely listening to us, and we'd love to interact with you. Like comment on
For
our
sure.
stuff. Let us know what you want to hear or what you loved listening to us talk about.
Yeah,
Or
like
maybe
genuinely, like
open us up.
genuinely, if you are listening right now, like if you want us to talk about a specific thing or hear our thoughts on whatever, like genuinely either leave a comment in the YouTube, leave a comment on the IG, whatever. Like just leave a comment on what you want to see us talk about. If we get to it, we'll get to it cuz like it's coming around to the new year. If you're, if you follow people who talk about news and stuff like that, you know that like the new year it's kind of dead. So we kind of want to get some topics that we can talk about that aren't news related, because there's not going to be much of that for a while, at least after like December. So if you guys want to hear us talk about something, we do have one whole podcast planned that we're gonna not talk about the topic of until we get to that point. Something that I'm kind of hype about. It's like a generic kind of thing, but like it's pretty hype. Anyways,
it'll be fun. It'll be different.
Yeah, it'll be different. If you have anything else, Brennan.
Honestly, y'all pretty much just plowed through anything I could touch on. I am. Where was I gonna go with this? I was gonna say I'm happy that we will be going into not thing news related, because I don't want to always be known as like a news podcast. I want to be I want us people to like know us as something else.
It's
like we do have our own opinions and stuff like that, and
it's just we've
like
been
on other
getting
matters.
bodied by news lately. Like it's been.
We have.
Bro, we just talked about Spider-Man for like 30 minutes easily. You talked about X-Men for like 20 minutes. Y'all see that, like, if you let us go on these tangents, we talk
can
about
go on forever
for the next 3 hours.
I just feel kind of bad because like we got weeb as like the first word, and for the last like 2 or 3 weeks we've been showing the anime topics no love, but like
not much has been going on.
Yeah,
like,
not
Demon
much.
Slayer. It's hard to be hyped about Demon Slayer when we're not, dude. When that new arc comes out, Diego, trust me, you gonna want to talk about it.
Oh yeah, for real.
When Jujutsu Kaisen movie comes out, trust me, you gonna want to talk about it.
Yeah, y'all saw how long we talked about Jujutsu Kaisen on that one episode.
Dude, I can go off.
Anyways, we need to end this because
this is an outro. It should have been over a long time ago.
This outro should have been. Nobody's listening at this point.
Yeah, listen, y'all. We appreciate you. I hope you have a beautiful day, night, evening, whatever you're having. I hope you have a beautiful day at work. I hope you have a beautiful day at school. I hope you have a beautiful day in general. We will talk to you guys later.
Next week.
Yes, sir.
See ya.
See ya.
See ya. All right, how long was